contact-free curbside pickup. Staying home? Get delivery. So many ways to get footlongs contact-free. Subway. Eat fresh. T-Mobile is upgrading its network at record pace. We were the first to bring 5G nationwide. And now that Sprint is a part of T-Mobile, we're turning up the speed. Upgrading over 1,000 towers a month with ultra-capacity 5G to bring speeds as fast as Wi-Fi to cities and towns across America. And we're adding more every week. Coverage and speed. Who says you can't have it all?
Gotcha, don't worry.
This holiday season, hurry in. BMW sales event. Buy new with Ultimate Driving Machine. Hurry in to see the credit of up to $3,500 on select models through December 31st. Our 12-step process provides 100% pure quality water.
Now try Nestle Pure Life Plus. Water enhanced with minerals and a splash of flavor.
He's got the ball, looking downfield. He's going to have to hurdle the tiny trike. Working him tiptoe free. Oh, what a spin move. This jab will not be denied. It's already meeting back. Campbell's turkey soup that eats like a meal.
Sometimes the smallest gestures can be the most refreshing. Give extra, get extra. Freeze in the cold. Blazing heat. Redneck's premium silicone white blades are engineered to withstand the most extreme conditions. They last 2 times longer than traditional wipers. If Redneck's premium silicone wipers survive these conditions, they'll last years. Rain-X, outsmart millions. Find Rain-X silicone wipers at these retailers.
Is that the ball? The road is lost. I'm taking the ball. This child is for sale.
It's a GM Dean's Christmas. I gotta get out of here. What am I looking for? It's magic. Sauvage. Le Parfum. Dior. And Macy's, the fragrance destination.
I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to do that. I always wanted to do this.
I always wanted to do that. Next round on me.
For every NBA moment, there's a flavor on DoorDash.
Whether a cat, or a dog, or a goat, or a foal,
Come on in, let me see.
they all received care from a doctor named Paul.
She looks so much better.
The Incredible Dr. Paul. New season Saturday, January 2nd at 9 on Nat Geo 1.
Windshield, take one. Hey guys, my windshield just got broken. I feel like I need to blow off some steam. Let's go.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never get back? That's gonna make me want to go jump.
No, the Geico claims team is always there for you.
That makes me want to celebrate with some fireworks. 5, 6, 7, boom, 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 boom.
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
Come on, man. Is brought to you by Geico. You could save even more by bundling home and car insurance. Are you ready? Oh, is he ready? You say you ready? Oh, ready. Prior to passing. Are you ready?
Everybody's ready for the football tonight.
sense of panic with this crew, but rather a sense of urgency. Time is ticking on the Steelers' Super Bowl window, with Pittsburgh's hopes of a Lombardi trophy riding on Big Ben. At 38, he looked like he was turning back the clock early on as the Steelers got off to their best start in team history. And even now, as they're ready for Week 15, Big Ben's 29 touchdown passes are already tied for his fourth most in any season and fifth in the NFL. But lately, the offense has been anything but clockwork, malfunctioning to the tune of 2 straight losses and a total of 42 points. So now's the time to turn things around before the clock strikes 12 on the Steelers season.
Welcome to the jungle, or maybe even the North Pole. Hopefully everyone will have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year by the end of 2020. Thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions play live right here on YouTube this evening. We got an NFL Monday night matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. If Pittsburgh wins tonight, they will clinch the AFC North for the first time in 3 years. Also this evening, WWE Monday Night Raw post Tables, Ladders, and Chairs TLC pay-per-view from last night, where we'll see what Randy Orton has to say setting the Fiend Bray Wyatt on fire to close out last night's main event. But tonight, Monday Night Football, Steelers and Bengals. So once again, thank you for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe as always on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button, share hashtag NFL. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated. As mentioned, Monday Night Football, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. But before we begin, the NFL lost a legend just today. Kevin Green passed away at the age of 58 unexpectedly. May he rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers to friends and family. Steeler great. Played in the league for 15 years for a few different teams, but we'll see if the Blitzburg Steeler defense returns tonight and extends their sack streak to 71 consecutive games after they broke an NFL record last Sunday night on the road in Buffalo before losing their second straight against the Washington football team and the Buffalo Bills after starting out 11-0. So 11-2 on the season, trying to get their 12th win. They lose tonight, though. They'll fall to the 3rd seed in the AFC playoffs, with Buffalo right behind them right now at 11-3. But both teams, if Pittsburgh would lose, would be at 11-3. Buffalo, the head-to-head win, would jump to the 2 seed. So Pittsburgh must win. Who is also a professional wrestler. He wrestled in WCW in the late 1990s. So tonight, one of his former teams in the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. With live reactions, play-by-play of this matchup in the AFC North once we kick off around 8:20 Eastern Time. So still a little ways to go before Ben Roethlisberger and Ryan Finley, who will start for the Bengals tonight for the first time all season long after the Tiger King himself, Joe Burrow, went down with an injury the week after Pittsburgh beat the Bengals back on November the 15th by a final score of 36-10. But we also have WWE Monday Night Raw post TLC last night, now on the road, of course, to the end of the year in 2020, but Royal Rumble January the 31st, 2021, where we're all going to have twice the fun in 2021, no doubt about that. But once again, yes, thank you just for tuning in and watching my live reactions play live right here on YouTube. Steelers, Bengals, NFL Monday Night Football. We're in Cincinnati, in the jungle. We'll also be in the new WWE Thunderdome in St. Pete, just south of Tampa, Florida, at the Trop, home of the MLB's Tampa Bay Rays, for WWE Monday Night Raw this evening as well. So Steelers, Bengals, along with Monday Night Raw live reactions play live right here on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up button, share once more, hashtag WWE Raw with hashtag NFL as well when you share on social media. Links in the description below for liking, following, and subscribing to social media channels. So be sure to scroll down, check those out. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers, always great for show as well. I'll get to those in a second. But with the Steelers and Bengals, if the Steelers win tonight, as mentioned, they'll snap a 2-game losing streak. past 2 weeks in prime time, so the third consecutive primetime game here tonight, second Monday night in 3 weeks as they played Sunday on the road against Buffalo. They lost both, so maybe third time's a charm. They can snap out of it before they'll host the Indianapolis Colts next Sunday at 1 o'clock, 2 days after Christmas. I'll have live reaction play of that game as well, so be sure to tune back in. Big weekend next weekend, Christmas weekend in the National Football League, as we'll have 4 consecutive days of NFL football beginning on Christmas with the Vikings and Saints. Triple header on Saturday, normal slate on Sunday, next Monday night. Patriots and the Bills with Buffalo clinching the AFC East this past weekend on the road. Saturday afternoon in Denver against the Broncos. Patriots eliminated from playoff contention yesterday with their loss against the Miami Dolphins, as Miami is in that 7th spot. They play at the Silver and Black Las Vegas Raiders Saturday night. Coming up, as always, at halftime, we'll have first half stats and scores. We'll also take a look around the league. As always, look at the playoff picture. Pro Bowl rosters were also just released within the past hour or so as well. If we have time, we'll look into those. But with the Pro Bowl not happening technically this year into next year, January 31st as well, same day as the WWE Royal Rumble, the NFL has canceled the Pro Bowl. It's going to be played virtually on Madden NFL Football, from what I've heard. I don't know how that's going to work by any means. But as always, first half stats and scores, along with a look around the rest of the NFL, coming up at halftime, so stay tuned. And we'll have kickoff coming up momentarily, as mentioned, with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati and the AFC North, along with WWE Monday Night Raw, about to kick off as well on the USA Network with the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Asuka and the returning Charlotte Flair, who was mystery partner last night at TLC in the Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler title defense against Asuka, and what was supposed to be tag team champions in the WWE. They will kick off later on tonight. Coming up shortly, we'll also have Matt Riddle and Jeff Hardy in a tag team match versus the Hurt Business, as the Hurt Business are also your new Raw tag team champions as well. We had 2 title changes last night, along with Drew McIntyre retaining his WWE title against AJ Styles, and The Miz, as Mike The Miz Mazandon cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase, made that TLC championship match a triple threat. McIntyre still your champion, though. The big dog, Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, also retained his Universal Championship against the prize fighter Kevin Owens himself as well. So 2 championships, along with Sasha Banks retaining over Carmella. They retained with McIntyre and Reigns, but with Asuka and Charlotte, along with the Hurt Business, they are new tag team champions in the WWE on Monday Night Raw. They really don't with the women's tag team champions, even though they've said, hey, we're going to defend these on all brands, Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. That hasn't happened hardly to a point at all since they introduced those titles almost 2 years ago. But tonight on Raw, Asuka and Charlotte are going to kick off the show here coming up shortly. And then also Matt Riddle and Jeff Hardy versus the Hurt Business in tag team action. Also hear from Randy Orton, as mentioned a second ago, his explanation on why he set the Fiend Bray Wyatt on fire. Well, technically the only way to win the Firefly Inferno match was to set your opponent on fire. So he did do that, but he took it one step further and burned the Fiend Bray Wyatt alive to close out tables, ladders, and chairs. NFL Monday Night Football turning into Muppet Night Football during the holiday season here. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, or if you're one of those people that says Happy Holidays to you too. But we'll also have a 6-man tag team street fight tonight on Monday Night Raw. It'll be the WWE Champion and Drew McIntyre, along with Sheamus and Keith Lee, 2 potential candidates to become contenders to challenge for Drew McIntyre's WWE Championship on the road to the Royal Rumble, or even at the Rumble event a little over a month from now. McIntyre, Sheamus, and Keith Lee will take on AJ Styles, The Miz, and John Morrison in a street fight later on tonight in the main event of Monday Night Raw. I'm sure they'll add in a few more things that, of course, they didn't announce, but from what I saw, those 4 bullet points with a few different tag team matches and promo segments will happen tonight on the Go Home Raw for Christmas. And then they'll tape Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow. SmackDown won't be live this Friday during Christmas 2020, but Friday Night SmackDown will still be live on Fox, pre-taped of course, this upcoming Friday on Christmas night. But in the meantime, then now WWE Forever, Monday Night Raw about to kick off. Muppet Night, Monday Night Football on ESPN. As we have Kermit and Miss Piggy on the call. We'll have Steve Levy, Brian Greasy, and Louis Riddick on the call for real, with Lisa Salters on the sideline. And we'll see a nice aerial shot of Cincinnati. The next to last Monday night game of the year. Thursday night football is done, as mentioned yesterday. Technically Thursday night turns into Friday for a Christmas game this Friday with the Vikings and Saints. Tripleheader on Saturday. But with Steelers, Bengals tonight, the Patriots and Bills next week in the Monday Night Football finale before the playoffs begin about a week and a half or so later following Week 17 on January the 9th and 10th respectively, as we'll have 3 wildcard games on Saturday and Sunday moving into the divisional round with 2 on Saturday and Sunday AFC and NFC Championship games a week later. Bye week in between, then of course before Super Bowl 55 on February the 7th. Pro Bowl will of course be taking place then, but not happening as the NFL canceled as mentioned, but Pro Bowl rosters released just a short time ago. But with the Steelers and Bengals, Pittsburgh started out 11-0. They've lost 2 straight. Washington and Buffalo. They've lost to the formerly known Washington Redskins, now the new Washington football team. They actually lost yesterday at home against the Seattle Seahawks by 5, 20-15. Buffalo defeated Denver on Saturday. Blew them out, almost put 50 up on them. As Denver is eliminated, of course. They haven't been in contention for the most part all season long. So Pittsburgh with both Buffalo and Denver there, those 2 teams that met on Saturday afternoon. The Steelers actually split with both those teams this year, actually, now that I think about that. And then, of course, lost to Washington football team and then swept the rest of the NFC East, defeating the Giants week 1 on a Monday night on the road. So Pittsburgh, yeah, the Redskin game 2 weeks ago technically wasn't supposed to be played on a Monday, but because of the scheduling changes from Thanksgiving until now with the Baltimore Ravens, that game not being played until the following Wednesday. Washington-Pittsburgh game was then moved from the 6th to the 7th 2 weeks ago in Pearl Harbor. Pittsburgh was 11-0 going to that game. They lost last Sunday night. They're now 11-2. They've averaged 16 points a game. So they need to find a running game. But they're playing Cincinnati Bengals tonight on the road. Now, of course, I get you don't want to, take it too lightly. We saw the Jets defeat the Rams yesterday on the road and just shut themselves in the foot with potentially losing the #1 overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. But with a win tonight, okay, Pittsburgh's going to win the AFC North. They've already clinched the playoff spot. They're going to be in the playoffs. It's just going to matter on if, because they still have to play with the Bengals tonight, the Colts next Sunday, and the Browns week 17. And if the Browns keep winning, as they did last night on Sunday on the road against the Giants, as the Giants welcomed Pittsburgh and Cleveland out of the AFC North to the Meadowlands this year. They, of course, then went on the road for the other games. They'll actually go to Baltimore next week. But nonetheless, with Pittsburgh already in the playoffs, okay, they've clinched the playoff spot. Just seeding 2-7. They could be, anywhere from there if they continue to play like they played, or if they get back on track, and which I'm trying to do, of course, before this game kicks off, as Charlotte Flair's in the ring by herself. No Asuka. She's probably going to come out here in a second. But we're live, WWE Monday Night Raw, hashtag WWE Raw. We can share on social media, hashtag NFL as well. We'll have kickoff coming up shortly. But Steelers are already in the playoffs. Win tonight, they clinch the AFC North. So, and knock on wood, you would think, hopefully, they'll be able to win tonight because they defeated the Cincinnati Bengals back on November the 15th by a final score of 36-10. If Burrow wouldn't have went down the following week against the Washington football team, I had said when Pittsburgh played Cincinnati, they took a little light on him in the second half after getting up early. That potentially come tonight, that Cincinnati might once again give Pittsburgh a run for their money, which they still very well could with Ryan Finley at quarterback along with Giovanni Bernard and Giovanni Piron in the backfield. He has weapons to throw to with A.J. Green, Clareton's own Pitt product, Tyler Boyd, along with rookie out of Clemson, T. Higgins. So if he can get the ball downfield, beat the Steeler defense with some deep shots potentially, if Cincinnati can get their run game going, open play action, Pittsburgh with Blitzburg hopefully returning, getting back on track, it very well could be a long night for the Steeler defense, which I don't really see happening. But since Burrow's been out for the year, blew his knee out, who knows if he's even going to be ready now for next season, so they're saying, as he is rehabbing out in Southern California. Got a full reconstruction to his knee, former Heisman Trophy winner and national champion out of LSU last year. And what a year for him, being on top of the world and now going to a bad team, but when, you're the best player, number one pick, that's, how it normally goes. So good luck, Trevor Lawrence. But now, he's injured on top of it. So luck not on his side by any means right now. But the Bengals haven't won a game in nearly 2 months. They haven't beaten the Steelers in 5 years. Last time they beat the Steelers was 2015. Okay, so it's been a while since Cincinnati's secured a win over the black and gold. But Pittsburgh's already in the playoffs, so at least they're in. They don't have to worry about winning out and getting help like the past few years, or as always, if that type of situation. But if they win, black and gold will clinch the AFC North. So overall, regardless of Pittsburgh being 11-2, long story short, and the Bengals only having 2 wins, backup quarterback, their second string backup quarterback behind Finley. He's also out in Brandon Allen tonight, so it's just going to be Ryan Finley. It's going to be old school smash mouth football. You can, throw the records out the window, as they like to say. But the Steelers need to start fast tonight, as Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler come out to Asuka and Charlotte Flair. I'm sure, they'll get a rematch at some point. But they advertise Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler in tag team action later on tonight on Monday Night Raw as well. But the Steelers need to start fast. Don't look back. Need to get a strong, fast running game going. Be more consistent with it as well. James Conner out tonight with an injury. It's going to be Benny Snell starting once again. Once Ben airs out to all of his weapons, whether it's Juju Smith-Schuster, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, you name them. Eric Ebron, Vance McDonald. Catch the damn football, please, and thank you. Catch the ball. It's not that hard. Defense also needs to play better as well. Cam Hayward even said it after last week's loss, blowing a lead against the Buffalo Bills. It was that pick 6 right before halftime that turned the tide. And I think, too, especially with Kevin Green, a former Steeler defender, third all-time in NFL history with 160 sacks in his career. Once again, passing away today at the age of 58. May he rest in peace. I would think, they're going to be playing for him, playing with a heavy heart, as will next week, Week 16, some of his other former teams in the Rams and Panthers as well. He also won a Super Bowl as an assistant coach of the Green Bay Packers against Pittsburgh Steelers back Super Bowl 45. So, had a long, illustrious career, but passed away unexpectedly today at the age of 58, right before Christmas. Hate to see it. But the Steelers defense needs to play better tonight, which they hopefully should do. I mean, like I said, they're playing a subpar Bengal offense with a backup quarterback in Ryan Finley out of NC State. So it's only going to be him QB. If they can get their run game going with Gio and Samaje Perine, and potentially, I get Steelers. They have the sack streak, which is an NFL record at 70 consecutive games. Hopefully they can push up to 71 and onward. But if he has time to throw to Green, Boyd, and Higgins, it could be a long night. But expect some turnovers, I'm thinking, whether it's, a fumble, a strip sack, or interception. Pittsburgh, for the most part, once again, it's going to be the Steeler defense bringing the steel curtain and Blitzburg defense down, and keeping the offense in the game until they get something going, a little bit later on. So we'll have to see, of course, how everything turns out. But Steelers on defense, especially at linebacker, Marcus Allen, along with Gilbert, going to fill in for Spillane, who's out once again with another injury. Of course, Devin Bush and Bud Dupree have been done for the year for a few weeks now. Bush, a little over 2 months, but Dupree went down against the Ravens beginning of the month. And Spillane went down against the Washington football team there 2 weeks back and hasn't played since. And now on Monday Night Raw, what do we got here? They're advertising Raw Legends Night live in 2 weeks. 2 weeks away for Raw Legends Night. So that would be the January 4th episode. So they're going to do that a week before the College Football Playoff National Championship, which is a good thing because head-to-head with that, whether it's Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, or Notre Dame facing off against one another in the national title in Miami on January 11th, as the semis will be on January the 1st. Live reactions play of that as well, live right here on YouTube. College Football Bowl predictions will be released tomorrow. Recorded those earlier today. However, since we've had a few updates, Tennessee out against West Virginia, will not play. So the Mountaineers of WVU looking for an opponent, whether it's going to be Army or Mississippi State. If Mississippi State leaves Tulsa hanging, Army could face Tulsa then. So we'll see. But we did see App State defeat in the Myrtle Beach Bowl earlier today, the Mean Green of North Texas. So that was a good game. It turned into a little bit of a blowout and then a shootout later on before Monday Night Countdown, before Monday Night Football tonight. We'll have 2 more College Football Bowl games tomorrow, along with on Wednesday. One Christmas Eve, one Christmas Day, and then they'll have a few games Saturday, off next Sunday, of course, because the NFL owns Sundays. But then next Monday is when it's really going to get going. I mean, I get it, there's a ton of bowl games that have canceled, down from the 40 mark to around 27, 28, 29 bowl games with the semis and the College Football Playoff and the National Championship. But keep an eye out for my College Football Bowl predictions dropping right here on the channel tomorrow. But right now, Steelers, Bengals, good to see some fans in the stands. Steeler Nation always travels well, waving their terrible towels. Steelers on the road in their road whites and get the football to begin tonight's game. Cincy with their home orange uniforms. So, of course, limited capacity for the fans. But Cincinnati going to kick off from the 35-yard line, left to right. Steelers back deep to receive. They'll be going right to left across the television screen. Ready and auto dial. We'll have a touchback on the kneel down in the end zone. 1st and 10, Steelers from the 25-yard line. And here comes Big Ben Roethlisberger, who said today he will be returning for an 18th season next year in 2021. Ben needs less than 200 passing yards tonight to become the 7th NFL quarterback. He's going to get that. Whether or not it's going to be before halftime or not, we'll find out. But Steelers have to start out fast tonight, get a run game going. Actually, going to start out with a pistol. Fake the give to Ben for sideline to James Washington. It's incomplete, almost picked off. 2nd and 10 now from the 25-yard line. A little underthrown there by number 7, Ben Roethlisberger. And Pittsburgh, I'd understand if they'd wanted a little bit of a pass interference, as the defender barely looked back until the last second. Just picked it off, but it fell incomplete. 2nd down and 10 now from the 25-yard line. Ben going to hand off Benny Snell. And for 2.5, maybe 3, they're going to say 2 yards on the gain. So 3rd down and 8 right off the bat. Steelers with 2 Pro Bowlers on the offensive line. Steelers as a team with the 5 they have sent to the Pro Bowl now for 2020, 2021. They received the most Pro Bowl votes. And we got Pouncey returning. He's a Pro Bowler now, along with David Catt, left tackle. Surprised he, along with Ben, did not get selected. But hey, it's, not the end of the world. I mean, the Pro Bowl is least of anybody's concern this year, especially with it already being canceled. It's pointless. Pointless as it is, because it's an all-star game, or at least that's what it's turned into. But Pittsburgh's just trying to finish strong here in the regular season. Passed a little bit behind Deontay Johnson, incomplete. So not a technical drop by him, but he still has to catch the ball better. Incomplete, 3 and out here. 4th down, Jordan Berry on to punt. We got this tag team match with Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke against Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler going on right now. We'll also have Charlotte and Asuka versus Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce later on tonight on Monday Night Raw. So 2 women's tag team matches tonight on Raw, which normally very hardly ever see that back. We're actually going to rewind this before this hit a commercial break. So the Steelers with a 3 and out. Yeah, that wasn't a drop by Johnson's a little behind. Still going to come down with it, so it's complete. 3 and out, Steelers punted, which Jordan Berry did. And then we had a big hit here, and we're going to look at this again to, one, see who it is, and then see how bad it is, because they're not going to show it once we come back. Just been good for... Ooh! And that is Derek Watt, and he is not moving. He took a shot. And he got kicked in the head, too. Yeah. That can't be good. And with as tough and physical as this rivalry is to begin with, it's already getting even more physical. And I'm not going to be shocked if it's going to get chippy and we have a fight breakout by any means. Vontez Burfict, Antonio Brown, all that. Okay, Derek Watt up and walking off the field, which is a good sign. They actually are going to show a replay of this. So Derek Watt just went for a clean tackle and hit head on to the front of the knee of Erickson on the punt return. Going to return the rest of the year. But he hit not helmet to helmet, but he hit him head on right in the knee. So a 3 and out by Pittsburgh. They punt. We have that. We're back from the commercial break now. 1st and 10, Bengals. Steelers had the ball for a minute. We have 14 minutes to play on the dot here in the opening quarter. And it'll be Ryan Finley, number 5, the Cincinnati Bengals. NC State Wolfpack. They got a decent bowl game against Kentucky. He's going to start out under center, man in motion. That's T. Higgins. And then Finley's going to hand off. And Gio picks up about 8 yards. So to bring up second down and short. Ben Roethlisberger from Findlay, Ohio, facing off against Ryan Finley of Cincinnati Bengals. And Ben, for the most part, throughout his 17-year career, has had success against both OHIO and NFL teams. Play away here from seeing 2 potential early quick 3 and outs by both offenses here to begin tonight's ball game. Pittsburgh, they still, talking about the linebackers there a second ago, they still have TJ Watt. They still have Highsmith, who they drafted out of Charlotte. Watt going to make the hit. It'll be 4th down and long field. He's going to go in the locker room, get checked out. Good thing is he's walking off the field. You know, it's not anything serious. He's not going to be paralyzed from the neck down. As for some reason, when Pennsylvania teams go to Ohio, Adam Talaferro for Penn State against Ohio State, paralyzed back in 2000. Ryan Chazier, the Steelers against the Cincinnati Bengals a few years back, paralyzed as well, hasn't played since. He's since retired. But a big stop there on 3rd down by the Pittsburgh to set up the Bengal punt, and it'll be 1st and 10. Steelers back on offense when we return. But talk about Steeler defense. I mean, you have Cameron Hayward, Tuitt and Williams. Tuitt wearing 91 that Kevin Green, you know, used to don. But with Watt, basically of the starters that's left, because everyone else has been injured, with Devin Bush, Bud Dupree, and Spillane, hopefully Robert Spillane playoffs, if not sooner. But like I said, they had Allen and Gilbert step up over the past few weeks as well. They're both playing again tonight, so could have played better, as the whole defense could have. And they know, they've even did that. So, you know, like I said, hopefully the Steeler defense can get back to the way they're used to stopping opponents week in and week out. And if they have to keep the Steeler offense in the game until they get something going, okay, it is what it is, so be it. But we'll see how everything unfolds. 2 3 and outs here by both teams to begin tonight's game. So not the fast start that myself or any Steeler fan, Steeler Nation, or even the Pittsburgh Steelers as a whole, you know, all the players and coaches knowing, hey, we need to start faster. We can do better. Not what would have, or not any of us. Prize. It was caught. So it's going to bring up a 2nd down for the Steelers. Sorry for any technical difficulties with buffering, disconnect, reconnect here tonight. But thank you once again for tuning in and watching. Ben out of a pistol. They're running this pistol. And it's incomplete. So 2 passes to him early on. They weren't drops, but they were still balls that he very well could have caught and came down with. He just didn't try hard enough. Ben just, with the 2 passes that have both fell incomplete now to him, one was behind him and this one was a little too far. But another 3rd down for Pittsburgh. They need to quit playing down to their opponent and play Steeler football. But Steeler football is, for the most part, playing down to your opponent. So there's no one behind on to punt. And a fair catch call for 24-yard line. No serious injury on the tackle there. But 2 3 and outs. And no run game. Establish the goddamn run. I don't even know what else to say anymore. If you can't run the ball, you can't play good defense as you're used to, you don't deserve to win. To turn into a long night for both teams. You know, it could be a low-scoring affair if Pittsburgh, you know, can stay in it until they get something going, of course, as always. But with just how bad Cincinnati is, like, we might not see a whole lot of points like we did a little over a month ago with the total of 46, with Pittsburgh putting up 36 of those 46, with the 36-10 win over Cincinnati and Pittsburgh back on November the 15th. Motion man near side. That's Boyd now in the slot. He's actually going to go back. They pick the give to him on the end around. Handoff out of the gun to Gio. And Gio gets another yard or so. It'll be third down for Cincy. So 5 minutes in, and we're another play away from seeing both teams here in the first 5 minutes of tonight's ball game go 3 and out 2 times on their first 2 drives of the game here tonight. Just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Playing once again like a goddamn JV football team. Playing down to your opponent when Cincinnati can't do a damn thing as it is until maybe now or later. Empty set 5 wide. Slaying over the middle. Incomplete. Good coverage there by Pittsburgh. And it falls incomplete, 4th down. And the Bengals will once again punt. So here we are. 2 3-and-outs. It seems like they've settled in, so I'll settle in as well. And we'll see how this game unfolds. We go to the Raw announce team with Tom Phillips, Byron Saxon, Samoa Joe. Actually, take a look back at Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, the TLC pay-per-view event from last night. Bengals on the punt. Just, I don't know. Come on. It's going to roll inside the 20, out of bounds. It'll be Steeler football from there. 1st and 10. 9:22 to play here in this opening quarter. And 2 3-and-outs by both teams to begin tonight's game. No running game. At least Cincinnati sort of has run the ball, but Steelers, no running game. None. And then Ben, when he's normally able to hit, wide receivers can't catch. Now tonight, he can't, hit him. He's thrown either behind him or a little too high. When, okay, for the most part with that reversed, they're probably going to be able to catch it. So, just get the ball to him and hope to catch it. And got to find a running game. They have not been able to run the football consistently well. And I don't know how many games it's been now. Too long. Way too long. Especially this month. The last 3 games against the Bills, Redskins, and Ravens. I mean, you could probably even go back to the Jaguar and Bengal game. And then even the Cowboys and Ravens before that. Go all the way back to November 1st, the last time the Bengals actually won a game. But they didn't beat the Steelers in 5 years, including the playoffs. So, man, I tell you what, I mean, like I just said, if they can't get anything going, they can't run the ball, they can't catch it, they can't play good defense. Hell, even special teams, if Boswell, is going to be missing kicks or not, they're not going to deserve to win. They're not physical. They're one-dimensional is what they are, because they can't run the football. Ben has to throw it every single time, it seems like. And when you throw it every single play, well, the defense knows exactly what you're going to do. Okay? And no wonder why they stop you then. And then when you try to run the ball, well, they know you're going to run the ball because you can't throw, and vice versa, and they're going to stop that then too. Like, it's not rocket science. It's common sense. Just, I don't get it sometimes. Like, you start out 11-0, whether or not, you should have been 11-0. You had a few games there you probably should have lost, like I've said over the past few weeks. By far not the best team in the NFL. I've stated that. But you got to an 11-0, and we have a fumble on the snap, and the Bengals recover it. So another turnover. Jesus Christ. So one play on the third drive, a bad snap, and it hit Ben right in the hand. And fumble. Cincinnati recovers it. They'll have a 1st and 10, setting up shop in Steeler territory. So Steelers have had the ball now 3 different times. 2 3-and-outs, so less than a total 20 yards. Few incomplete passes. They can't run the football. And now a fumble. Like, what else can go wrong? Seriously. From the 20, 1st and 10. But you got to 11-0 by winning 11 straight games, and now you've lost 2. Okay? Go back to how you won those games and get back on track. But rather lose in the regular season than in the playoffs, because you lose in the playoffs, you're done for. So, I don't know. Yeah, the injury bug caught him at the wrong time. I mean, especially at linebacker. Normally you don't see a whole position group basically get wiped out from the start of the season until now because of season-ending injuries. But we've had a ton of injuries league-wide with all 32 teams. Way too many injuries, way too many missed kicks, way too many bad calls from the officials. If it's a penalty, call it. If not, don't. Pass complete near side. They'll say should be enough for a 1st down, actually. Right, 1st down marker. 10 yards on the pass from Finley to T. Higgins. And see here if you got the 1st down or not. No, he's going to be about a half yard shy, but they gave him a good spot. With under 8 minutes to play down here in the 1st, they say 1st and goal from the 10-yard line for the Bengals. And that's a false start by Cincy. Their own hard count makes them jump. And I don't like this official. John Hussey. Well, you can change the S and put a different letter there, and voila, we got our white capper. Monday Night Raw, we got Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle with Bobby Lashley and MVP of the Hurt Business in tag team action later on tonight. As the Hurt Business is draped in gold. From the 15 now, 1st and goal. Out of the guns, Finley. He's going to actually step up, elude the sack. Stumbles up the 11, so he gets 4 of those 5 yards back off of the false start penalty. Be 2nd goal from the 11-yard line for the Cincinnati Bengals, as they're like to be called. From the 11, Boyd and Higgins had good games against Pittsburgh last time. AJ Green's basically fallen off the face of the earth. Not the receiver he once was. For some reason still in Cincinnati, but he'll be elsewhere probably next year, unless they keep him if he wants to stay. Mark Cooper's sort of in the same boat right now, I think, with Dallas, but they picked up a big one yesterday against the 49ers. As they're actually still in the playoff hunt for the NFC East, winning that division, with the Washington football team, the Redskins, at 6-8 in first place spot, and then you have the Giants and Cowboys right behind them at 5-9, with both teams losing yesterday. Or Giants losing, Cowboys winning. Eagles lost against the Cardinals. From the 5, down goes Finley on the sack. T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith. And now for 71 straight games, the Steelers have had at least 1 sack. 4th down. Bengals will attempt a field goal. And he went the wrong way, and Watt and Highsmith were right there and brought him down for the sack. From the 16, so it's going to be about a 33-yard field goal, 34-yard, just about where the extra point would be. So field goal from that distance up and good. And the Bengals, because of a Steeler fumble, they capitalize and put up 3. Bengals lead 3-0 over the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers with 5:12 to play in the opening quarter. So once again, thank you for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag WWE Raw as well. Monday Night Raw on. Her business actually going to take a picture as they bring the photographer in the middle of the ring. They're draped in gold now with Lashley as the United States champion. And then Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander as your Raw Tag Team champions. And then R-Truth photobombing with the 24/7 title. And now here comes all the challengers for that during MVP's VIP Lounge segment. We also will have Miz TV with special guest AJ Styles later tonight on Raw as well. But yes, just be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Thumbs up button, share, red subscribe, a little notified bell next to it as well. Stay up to date. Easiest way to stay up to date. Like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, right here on YouTube. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated as well.
Your car breakdown can eat you alive. Look at that car. The transmission alone could cost you $3,000. And that engine, how much you love your kidneys. Don't even get me started on the computer system. That's a small fortune. Do what I did and call Car Shield. They get expensive car repairs taken care of so you don't have to. Class dismissed.
Call 800-420-5301. Let's be honest. Some pain in life can be easily avoided. Like the pain Americans get from overpaying on car insurance by $21 billion. Use the Zebra. It compares top providers and can save you hundreds of dollars. Avoid the pain. Compare for free at the Zebra.
I got a sausage. You can do better, Steve. Get a freshly made footlong from Subway. You can even order on the Subway app.
Did I just get picked off by Deion Sanders?
You sure did.
Now in the app, get a free footlong when you buy 2 because it's footlong season.
Back in Cincinnati, our annual NBA on Christmas Day tradition highlighted by getting the fans squared off against LeBron, AD, and the Lakers. 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC and ESPN.
NBA returns tomorrow after their shortest off-season ever in pro sports history. Seems like they just finished their season in October, which they did. The Lakers won the title. But the NBA kicks off the 2020-2021 campaign now tomorrow. Christmas Day games, as always, on Friday. But tonight, Monday Night Football with the Steelers and Bengals. So once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Ben's got to hit his targets. Can't turn the ball over. Have fun and run game. I mean, A to Z, top to bottom, left to right. They need to do anything and everything right. They're not going to be able to afford to, once again, shoot themselves in the foot or dig themselves as many holes as they'll dig and wait until it's a little too late to get out of them. Pistol, fake the give to the back, and then a pass complete near side to Rey Mysterio McLeod, but it's going to go for about a 3.5, 4-yard loss. That's the type of play you actually want to drop the football and have it fall incomplete rather than take the loss. He tried to break the tackle, but couldn't, and, well, it'll be second and long now for Pittsburgh. From the 23, pistol formation once again. Now they hand off to McFarland, and he gets the 28 for a few. So, hey, just keep pounding. Eventually, you're gonna break one. Saw earlier, App State, their running back had 5 rushing touchdowns earlier today, for God's sakes. And it was, for the most part, all in the same play. A simple dive and down the far sideline or down the near sideline or right down the middle, all 60-plus yard rushing touchdowns as well. Eventually, if you continue to run the football, you're going to break them. And keep an eye out for my bowl predictions in the sport of college football released tomorrow. We've had a few updates since, of course, I recorded, so when you listen, you know, that'll be different, but I'm saying now. Now, I would have released them for the most part today if I wasn't doing Monday Night Football, Monday Night Raw live reactions tonight, but all the bowl games were just released yesterday, 2 weeks later than usual because of all the scheduling with the year 2020, but you know, everything's been pushed back a few weeks. But and for the most part, all my picks are just off the top of my head, gut instinct, and hey, we'll see how that works out. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not. But I think you'll enjoy. So keep an eye out for those, and also NFL playoff predictions. Once you know that time of year rolls around in a few weeks, I'll have one for those as well. So just be sure to subscribe. Pass almost intercepted. Actually, I think is no. It fell incomplete. So another 3 and out for Pittsburgh, and here comes Jordan Berry to punt once again. So at least he's working hard for his Monday night before Christmas. Yeah, that's picked off, and then it hit, and then caught, and then hit the ground again. So as soon as it hits the ground, it's incomplete anyway. So yeah, it's going to be incomplete. Yeah, he kind of come down with it. Incomplete. Jordan Berry, number 4, to punt for the, well, technically only 3rd time, but should be the 4th. But they fumbled on the last drive and then go 3 and out for the 3rd and 4 times. Not even, you know, close to being at the end of the first quarter yet. So I don't know if Randy Fiegner's a problem with the play calling, or, you know, if, like, I mean, obviously we all know they can't run the ball. Okay, that's along with catching it. That's known. You know, anybody could see that. So they just get to a point where, and they've always played down their competition. We know that too. But they get to a point where they're 11-0, they're top of the world, last unbeaten, and then, well, now the demise is here. So have to find a damn running game, but they get beat on the pass by Ryan Finley. And he hits Higgins, I do believe, on a deep shot near side for a big first down pickup. Out past midfield for the Bengals. Be 1st and 10 from around the 43-yard line, it looks like. Yep. Or actually, that was A.J. Green, 18, not 85. Under center, fake the give. Finley looking deep again down the near sideline. It's going to be batted down to 5. Good coverage there by Pittsburgh. With Joe Hayden, who has returned from his injury. He's playing tonight. Minka on the coverage as well. Pass was 10 for 83. Tyler Boyd, he's actually now down injured as well at the goal line. So, well, now they're down to 2 receivers for the time being. But the Bengals still hold a 3-0 lead with 3 minutes to play here in this opening quarter. And now that I think, because I, of course, rewound and fast forwarded there for a second earlier with that injury on the punt return, I don't know if I'm even back to live TV yet. No, I guess I'm not. And, well, it's really not going to matter because incomplete on the pass with the injury, they take a commercial break. So now we're back to live TV. So that's my bad. Need to, as always, try to stay up on it as best I can. But we'll get back to the live action here shortly. In the meantime, on Monday Night Raw, for any wrestling viewers tuned in right now, or if you're a football and wrestling fan, thank you. It'll be Angel Garza versus, I do believe that is Drew Gulak. Yes, that is Drew Gulak. Hashtag WWE Raw. So it'll be Garza and Gulak in singles competition. And with Zelina Vega no longer with the company, Garza really hasn't been around as of late. Neither has Andrade. They were a former tag team together. They really never finished what they had going off. They did, but they didn't. But, this is what they normally do when they keep somebody off the TV for as long as Garza's been off. I don't even remember the last time he was on a Raw or pay-per-view, to be honest with you. It's been a while. Same thing with Andrade, and then even Aleister Black. Hell, Black hasn't been seen since before the WWE draft a little over 2 months ago. Like, what the hell? Maybe he's going to be a surprise entrant next month's Royal Rumble match, and maybe he'll win the whole goddamn thing. But, maybe, he'll want out. Or maybe they'll just straight up release him because, of course, he's married to Zelina Vega. But, we've stated before, no. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. He'll be with the WWE. It's just, if only the booking was 10 times better, as always. I've said that time and time again. If only the booking was better. Maybe they wouldn't have to worry about ratings, hitting 0. But, hey, they're still going to do what they do anyway, so it is what it is. 2nd and 10 from the 42 for the Bengals. Handoff, Samaje Perine, the former OU Sooner, Oklahoma playing Florida in the Cotton Bowl. Kyle Pitts, tight end for the Gators, has opted out though, will not play in the bowl game. Keep an eye out for him. First round pick next year in the draft. Coming to a team near you. But a few-yard run there by Samaje Perine. Garza, in the meantime, picks up a squash win over Drew Gulak, getting booed by the virtual WWE Universe inside the WWE Thunderdome. So it seems like they're going to try to get him over as a heel with his new fresh start. But 4th down for the Bengals. They lead 3-0, but another 4th down, and we're going to see another punt. So it's a special teams game. Why don't we have a punter kickoff return then for a touchdown? Oh, wait. Well, there's only 3 points scored, so can't have kickoff return yet for a touchdown. Maybe a punt return, or maybe a pick 6 with the interception, or another fumble. Cincinnati is actually going to attempt a very, very long field goal here. From 55 plus out, it's going to be no good. Wide right. Pittsburgh had Hayden back deep, but he's not going to be able to return here. Bounce out of bounds. So Steelers are going to start off with some good starting field position, though, after the missed. And a fumble. But as I was saying, does somebody want to Photoshop 3 men and a baby and put Steeler offense with the punter and Jordan Berry front and center? Because he's the best Steeler player right now. Punting 4 times. And this was intended for Juju. AJ Styles, in the meantime, backstage cutting a promo on Monday Night Raw with his bodyguard and almost by his side. A pass was intended from Ben Roethlisberger, Juju Smith-Schuster. He sort of caught it. Caught 1, 2. That's a catch. And then he got rocked. Ball came out. Bengals recover. So They're looking at it right now. What do they call on the field? Okay, rolling on the field is an incomplete pass. They have to find undisputed video evidence to overturn this. They might have it. It might get overturned to a fumble. So it would be, 3 punts and 2 fumbles then here in the first quarter by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Down 3-0, and then be giving the ball back to the Bengals. Potentially going to give up more points then too. And down 2 scores. But yeah, Cincinnati's going to get the ball regardless whether they're going to get it off of a punt here because it's 4th down for Pittsburgh, or it's going to be overturned from an incomplete pass on the field to a fumble and then a recovery by the Cincinnati Bengals. So they're looking at it right now. The Zebras are under the hood. And we'll have the call here momentarily, hopefully. 47 seconds to play here in this first quarter. The Bengals lead the Steelers 3-0. So we're either going to have 3 punts and 2 fumbles or 4 punts and a fumble by Pittsburgh here in the first quarter. So no fast start as we would have hoped for. Not going to get that. They're going to wait until midway through the second or late in the second quarter, near halftime. Hell, even coming out of the second half to finally do something. And just hopefully it's not too late at that point. To me, that's a catch and a fumble. After review, it's a catch and then a fumble. So Bengal football, 1st and 10, just some better starting field possession from where they would have got the ball off of a Steeler punt. So 3 punts by the Steelers and 2 fumbles here in the first quarter. Just pathetic. From the 38, Finley going to hand it off. Gio about a yard or so on that. Pre-game, yeah, there's Juju doing his damn dancing TikTok celebration at midfield on the opponent's logo. And it's all fun and games until you catch it and fumble it. So enough with all the knick-knack, paddywhack shit pregame before kickoff. It goes for the whole team, just not him. Getting a little too cocky. And then they can't convert, they can't execute. Finley on the RPO going to keep it. And he gets to the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and short. That'll do it for the first quarter, though. So at the end of the first quarter, the Steelers have as many punts and 1 less fumble with as many points as the Bengals have in 3. The Steelers have 3 punts and 2 fumbles. The Bengals have 3 points. It's 3-0 Cincinnati on top of Pittsburgh at the end of 1. Sorry for any technical difficulties by any means with buffering, disconnect, and reconnect here tonight. But thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions play of NFL Monday Night Football, Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengals, along with WWE Monday Night Raw, as currently we have The Miz and John Morrison now in the ring for Miz TV with upcoming special guest AJ Styles. Miz no longer. Mr. Money in the Bank cashed that in last night and unsuccessful in doing so. I believe he's going to turn on John Morrison at some point here in the near future. Blaming Morrison, of course, for cashing in for him and then Miz not winning the WWE title. But here comes the phenomenal one, AJ Styles himself on Monday Night Raw. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag WWE Raw. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated. We'll begin quarter 2 with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati when we return. Bengal football, third down and short. Up 3 to nothing over the visiting black and gold Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Maxco Daytime Power to Your Cough Medicine.
That's right. Subway is open, serving footlongs contact-free. Order in the app for quick and easy pickup. Or get contact-free curbside pickup. Staying home? Get delivery. So many ways to get footlongs contact-free. Subway. Eat fresh.
So Monday Night Raw in the WWE. We'll hold off on this thought first. They start quarter 2 by remembering Kevin Green, who passed away today unexpectedly at 58. Played for a few different teams, most notably, though, for the Rams and Steelers, and actually was inducted into the Hall of Fame a few years back as well, alongside Brett Favre and Marvin Harrison. And, the tie-in with him and the Steelers and wrestling, well, here we are tonight on a Monday night for Monday Night Football, Monday Night Raw. Finley going to hit T. Higgins for a first down inside the red zone. Brought down 17-yard line, 1st and 10. Bengals now knocking on the door. Bill Cowher tweeting his condolences. Social media was lit up earlier about it. Rod Woodson as well. Those are only a few. I mean, like I said, you check out social media. List is a couple miles long with the shocking news and thoughts and prayers. Kevin Green with 160 sacks all time in his career. 160 sacks through 15 seasons. 3rd all time. Just ridiculous. Coming off the edge at linebacker and DN, sort of like TJ Watt for Pittsburgh nowadays. There was no cause of death. I don't know if he had COVID by any means, if he had a heart attack. I'm a little surprised they haven't brought CTE into it, which who knows if that was a factor by any means or not. But yeah, Kevin Green dead at 58, just shocking. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Like, what? And that was literally right before getting ready for tonight. Of course, after having everything already, set and ready to go, find out the news and like, what? And that's why I've said a few times now, still trying to grasp it, because it's not like he hasn't been around football as of late. Just recently, he was a linebackers coach for the Packers and Jets. And interesting, because of another Steeler turnover. So all 9 potentially upcoming 10 points for the Bengals here tonight have been converted, capitalizing off of Steeler turnovers with the 2 fumbles. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win, especially when you can't do anything as it is. Like, there's no other explanation. They're shooting themselves in the foot, digging themselves 10-foot grave, and going to try to get out of it here before halftime, hopefully, to get back into it at least, and then control the rest of the game from here on out. But it's going to be a long night. And Pittsburgh, the only good thing about it is there's still a lot of time left to play. So a lot of football to be played here tonight. But with as many points as Cincinnati had in their 36-10 loss against the Steelers a little over a month ago. They have 10 points right now, early second quarter, leading the Steelers 10-0. So, Bengals 10, Steelers nothing, with 12 minutes to play before halftime. In the meantime, on Miz TV, AJ Styles arguing with Miz and John Morrison. Here comes the WWE Champion in Drew McIntyre. We got a 6-man tag team street fight match later on tonight as well. I'm surprised they didn't turn it into a Miracle on 34th street fight by any means, but maybe they're going to save that for SmackDown on Friday because it's going to be on Christmas. They'll tape it, of course, tomorrow, but we do have some Christmas trees set up near the stage and down the ramp towards the ring, virtually, of course, with the fans inside the Thunderdome, but those are real artificial Christmas trees for anyone's concern. So Sheamus actually coming out now too, so here's all the competitors minus Keith Lee. So actually Keith Lee's ringside, didn't realize he was ringside. So are we gonna have the street fight now? Miz and John Morrison are in suits, everyone else is in ring gear, but maybe they'll leave Styles hanging and it'll be a 3-on-1 handicap street fight match. But they're cutting a promo here with some cue cards. I'm sure it's a Christmas carol of some sorts. But Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Keith Lee now getting in the ring with the Miz, John Morrison, and AJ Styles on Miz TV. Pittsburgh going to get the ball back down 10. Hopefully they can get something going, especially running game. And then once they air it out, well, hopefully they catch the football. It's not that hard to catch a football. Bengals lead 10-0. On to kickoff. Maybe kickoff return here. No. Actually, yeah, from the 5-yard line. Ray gonna burst up the sideline out past the 30 to 35 before getting pushed out of bounds. And it'll be 1st and 10 Steelers from there. 2 total yards of offense with 3 punts and 2 fumbles. Ben Roethlisberger is 4 of 10 for -5 yards passing because one, of course, was behind the line of scrimmage to Ray. Punt, fumble, punt, fumble. On the 6th day of Christmas, maybe the Steelers will score a goddamn touchdown on this drive. Jesus Christ. Second down after a few-yard gain on the run. I just don't understand when the offense, and defense for this matter, you guys looked unstoppable. 11-0, but now over this 2-game losing streak, potentially 3 if they lose tonight, of course, they're down 10. You can't do anything right. Like, you can't run the ball, you can't catch. Now Pouncey's going to get down. Injured, looks like. No, he gets right back up, headbutts Benny Snell. Good block by him, but he was holding his right ankle there, it looked like. Snell going to be brought down. Yeah, about a half-yard shy there of the first down marker, so it'll be short here on 3rd down. 3rd and inches. 10:48 to play here in this first half. Retribution or Retribution on Monday Night Raw. And a handoff, and the Bengal defense ready for it. Benny Snell stuffed the line of scrimmage. 4th down. Jesus Christ. The Steelers come off season time, whether they get the way to the Super Bowl or not, where they're playing right now, no, there's no way in hell. They'll get bounced in the first round of the playoffs, for God's sakes. They can't play like this. They need to sign a running back or draft a running back. Connor's in a contract year, they'll probably just end up keeping him. They have young rookie backs, and Snell, who gets to carry again, he actually gets the first down on 4th and inches. So it'll be 4th down conversion into a first down. He actually bounces a tackle, and he's off to the races down the far sideline, but they rolled him down. It was rolled dead, but it should be enough for a first down here. 1st and 10 Steelers. But they have Connor, Snell, McFarland, and Samuel as well. If nothing's working well, you got to move on eventually. There's going to be backs to sign in free agency. There's going to be backs to draft in the draft. So they need to figure out what the hell they're going to do, come that point in time, of course. But for now, just find a running game and be consistent with it. It hasn't been there all year. Ben going deep. Cincy with a lot of big hits tonight. That was intended for Ebron. He's now down injured. So, yeah, we're getting chippy here. It's not going to end well. We're going to have a fight at some point, it looks like. Yeah, he would have had Chase Claypool wide open deep down the middle, but he went to Ebron on the tight end post to the far sideline in triple coverage. And then Ebron got drilled, and now he's injured. So they're down to Vance McDonald, tight end. Can you make better decisions with getting rid of the football and find a running game, please? If they can find a running game, if they can run the football, okay? Everything else eventually is going to work itself out. You'll be balanced. You'll be more consistent in running the football. You'll break one every now and then. It opens up the play action. You'll catch the defense off guard because you'll have them on their heels. When you throw and you're one-dimensional all the time because you can't run the football or vice versa, whatever it is. Right now, it's they can't run the ball. They're throwing all the time. Well, no shit. When you run then, they're going to stop you. But when you continue to throw and they're batting down and covering as good as they are, well, they're just continuing to do that too. Like, just, they have nothing else to show for it. 5 drives with 3 punts and 2 fumbles. Now on their 6th. Cincy with a few big hits on defense here, but still. Not an excuse. You can't play down to your opponent. You can't, wait until it's a little too late to get back in it. But no, this is just how it always is anyway. So here we are once again. So it is what it is. And hopefully Ebron will be good to go and he'll be able to come back. But, of course, whether or not they're penalties by any means, Cincy hitting a little hard. But it's football. Let him play. I'm fine with it. So, no, as mentioned, with WWE Monday Night Raw having a Legends Night in 2 weeks' time, they will have Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Kurt Angle, along with Beth Phoenix, Tori Wilson, The Big Show, and Booker T. Boogeyman, Mark Henry in attendance, I'm sure with a few others. And the only reason why they're doing this is to try to boost ratings, because they're desperate. Plain and simple. They wouldn't be doing any other. There's no other reason for it. They wouldn't be doing it for anything else. So, back from commercial here. From the 40-yard line out of the gun, 3 wide. Please find a running game. before it's too late. Handoff to Snell. Snell breaks one. And he's going to get almost first down. The 15 yards he had to get. So just short of the line to gain. And Dominic Dijak is in the ring, T-Bar himself, for retribution. And he's going to take on the one and only Ricochet, it looks like, on Monday Night Raw. Which this should actually be a good match. Ben throws, it's caught by Deontay Johnson. Oh my god, it's a Christmas miracle. He actually caught a football pass. First down, Steelers. First down, Pittsburgh. Alright, build off of it though. You have to build off of it. You can't. And Ebron actually on the cart, he's going to go into the locker room. Come on.
First third down conversion of the night for the Steelers. Fresh set of downs. There's Deontay Johnson pregame, and listen, give him credit. You know, you have a couple of drops, not a couple, you have 12 actually. But what are you going to do? You're going to work at it? This was early. You're right. You're early. He was out there, filling them out. He said his hands are going to be bloody, and the man who's on the game was stuck. Hey, Big Ben told us. He asked Deontay, he said, "Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you still in it? Are you still fighting?" You just like to see a young man respond like that early with his own team. That was at halftime a week ago. That's what they finished. A big second half.
Ben gives it to Claypool in the end around. He's going to lose about 5 yards or so. Now some pushing and shoving back and forth. Cincinnati bringing the fight because they know they got Pittsburgh right in a good spot where the Steelers don't want to be. And that's losing 2 in a row. That's not being able to do a damn thing on offense, defense, or special teams. There's nothing else to say. There isn't. It's just, it's pathetic. It is so pathetic. From the 48, they need 13 for a first down. Ben looking to throw over the middle. It's going to be picked off. Jesus Christ. And the Bengals are high stepping on the return. And the Steelers might get a late hit out of bounds called against them. Got a few Steeler players on offense now sitting on the Bengal bench as the hit was on the Bengals sideline. Some pushing and shoving after the pick. So Pittsburgh just frustrated. And like I said, the Bengals have the Steelers right where they want them at. 3 punts and now 3 turnovers for the Steelers here, not even at halftime yet. Just getting to the point where power button, turn the game off, and going to bed. Linebacker read him right from the start. We got a late hit on the return. It'll be 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic first down for the Bengals, so they do throw the flag. Well, you don't need to be celebrating and high-stepping when you're going to be going out of bounds in a second anyway. It's on a pick 6. I get you're happy, and I get you have Pittsburgh right where you want them, but don't get too cocky because it's still up to if we played, you're only up 10. But you've capitalized off both turnovers. We'll see if the third time is strong for them. And then capitalize again here. And if so, Pittsburgh's going to be even in a bigger hole as we near halftime. And already down 17, you can't do a damn thing as it is. Well, you're screwed. Drop shit kick without a paddle, and it's ball game. Maybe Ben Roethlisberger should go take a shit like Lamar Jackson and come back, and he'll play better. Big first down run there by Giovanni Bernard, first down Bengals. The Steelers have negative total yards now as a team with 3 punts and 3 turnovers in this first half. Just shoot me now, please. Put me out of my misery. Be the best Christmas gift the Steelers could give anyone this year. That's a hold. Third damn penalty flag. Handoff for a yard or so. Second down. Under 5 to play. 10-0 Bengals. You're just not tuning in. Just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Halftime, first half stats and scores are not going to be much to look at, but we'll get to it here coming up. And as mentioned, be sure to keep an eye out for my College Football Bowl predictions right here on YouTube. We'll release them today, but with the schedule as it is, I know there was one game today. Touchdown, Bengals, Finley to Jovar Bernard over the middle. And Cincinnati now leads the Steelers 16-0 with everyone's favorite number, 4:20 to play in the first half. And the Bengals have capitalized off of 3 separate Steeler turnovers and scored now a total of 16 points, pending the extra point coming up to make it 17. Just fucking pathetic. This is fucking awful. Get your fucking head out of your ass and start playing fucking football. This is, oh my God. They cannot do a damn thing right. They cannot run the football. Ben can't throw it right tonight. They still can't catch. They've turned it over 3 times. They've led to 16 points. They can't play defense. Jordan Berry is the player of the game right now for the Steelers because he has 3 punts. Like, give me a break. Like I said earlier, how much worse can it get? Well, I don't even know what the score was then, but now it's 16-0. About to be 17. The only good thing about this is there's still a half of football to be played. So, hopefully they can figure something out here and come back. But it's already a little too late because you're down 17, you've turned it over 3 times, and you can't do a damn thing as it is. So how do you expect to get out of the hole you're in to come back and win this? Like, seriously. And just as we saw the Jets beat the Rams yesterday to pick up their first win and lose number 1 pick potentially, we're going to see a 2-10-1 Bengal team beat an 11-2 Steeler team. At least they are right now, 17-0 with 4:20 to play in the first half. So as they promote college football playoff with the semis, the Rose Bowl actually going to take place in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl this year due to COVID restrictions in Southern California. So a little disappointing there. No Rose Bowl this year. No 5 o'clock Southern California. Whether it's a Big Ten, Pac-12 matchup or a college football playoff semi, no Rose Bowl this year. I mean, we've seen UCLA play home games, and they've had no fans. But college football playoff rolls around, we can't have the college football playoff semifinal there. Then we got to move it, you know. So Alabama playing Notre Dame in Dallas. And then for the 3rd time in the past few years, it'll be Ohio State and Clemson. This time around in the Sugar Bowl down in New Orleans, both January the 1st. I'll have live reactions play live right here on YouTube. Then of both of those, be sure to tune back in. But, as mentioned, be sure to keep an eye out for my college football bowl game predictions as well right here on the channel. It'll be released tomorrow. As mentioned with the schedule, just figured even with the one game today recording before stated that, of course, stating it now. Picking App State because if you know me, I do like App State. I've liked them since they beat Michigan. I'll like them even more respect after they almost beat Penn State a few years ago in overtime on the anniversary of when they beat Michigan. So I did have App State earlier, so 1-0 during bowl season already, but We'll get those out tomorrow before the other games begin, we'll go from there. But just keep an eye out for those. Those will be released tomorrow. Coming up at halftime, we'll actually take a look at some of the bowl games for the rest of the week. Just keep an eye out for that video. And then NFL playoff predictions once the time comes following the end of the regular season here. NFL, along with Culture Bowl. Coaching Carousel, Culture Bowl and NFL Coaching Carousel. Going to heat up here shortly as well. So, videos on those. Brett Bielema just hired as the Illinois head coach. Had his press conference earlier today. He'll have success, I think, in Champaign with Fighting Illini. But, and Penn State now not going to a bowl game, decided against it, as did a lot of other teams. That's why there's been a lot of bowl games canceled. But it is what it is. So, a few weeks back, all I wanted for Christmas was a Penn State bowl game. Not going to get it on 2021. They'll play at Wisconsin before Ball State and Auburn come to Happy Valley along with Villanova. Right now, all I want for Christmas is the Steelers come back and win this game to get to 12-2. Because next two games with the Colts and Browns aren't going to get any easier. And they could very well, after starting out 11-0, lose out and lose 5 straight and potentially only make the playoffs as a wild card rather than the AFC North champs. Still with a win tonight, Pittsburgh wins the division. But that Week 17 game against Cleveland on the road in Rock and Roll, USA, very well could come down for the AFC North title. But we'll have to see, of course, how the next week and a half or so plays out before we get to that Week 17 game on January the 3rd. And if so, that's going to be flex in Sunday Night Football. It's either going to be Miami, Buffalo, or Pittsburgh, Cleveland on Sunday night, I think, that week, to close out 256 for Week 17 here in 2020 for the NFL. But had a flag there on the play. Now back at the 20-yard line. 1st and 15 for the Steelers. Pass complete over the middle for Ben Roethlisberger to Deontay Johnson for his second completion of the night. Ben's second completion of Deontay Johnson on the night. Second reception for DJ-18. And he's back in the state of Ohio where he played college football at Toledo. So, maybe that's why he's finally catching the football. He doesn't want to disappoint his Rocket Nation. But just find a way to get back into it and everything will be all right. Hand off, start the run game. Snell for 2, maybe 3 yards, and not really going to go anywhere there. It'll be third down, 3rd and short because it was 1st and 15. Didn't get the first down there, so yeah, it'll be 3rd and about 3. With under 3 minutes to play now here in the first half. Steelers with 2 timeouts, still 2-minute warning, but Bengals make a stop here. Maybe they call a timeout, maybe not. They have 3 remaining, plus 2-minute warning as well, so they're already up 17 though too, so we'll see what they do. All will depend on this play here. From the 32-yard line, 3rd down and 3 for the Steelers. Ben going to go far side, incomplete to Juju Smith-Schuster, so clock's going to stop on the incompletion, and the Bengals aren't even going to have to call timeout, nor the Steelers if they would have picked the first down there. So Cincinnati going to get the football back with 2:38 to play here in this first half. However, there is a flag on the play, so they say. And this might be a defensive hold or defensive pass interference, and the Steelers might luck out and keep the football. Okay, a foul by both the offense and defense. They're going to offset, and they'll replay 3rd down. 3rd down and 3 again for the Steelers. All right. Yeah, Cincinnati's getting a little too far out of themselves. We'll go on Raw right now. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. Or Matt Riddle and Jeff Hardy, excuse me. Matt Hardy's in AEW. And tag team action. The Hardy Bros against the Hurt Business. 3rd and 3, pass by Ben, incomplete. So since he's still going to put the ball back with 2:36 to play, 3 timeouts and 2-minute warning, already up 17-0 over the Steelers. But coming up, as always, at halftime, first half stats and scores. We'll look around the league. Just keep an eye out for those videos coming up live right here on YouTube. Hopefully we'll see everybody next weekend as well for more live reactions, play in the NFL. From the 32, Jordan Berry on the punt once again. Surprised they didn't block it there, but going to be fair caught 26-yard line, 1st and 10 Bengals from there with 2:29 and 3 timeouts to play with before halftime. Plus a 2-minute warning, up 17-0. As we're west of Akron, the Zips, west of Canton from the Hall of Fame, and southwest of Cleveland. And Pittsburgh with another half of football here tonight against a divisional opponent, and then Cleveland Week 17 on the road. So 2 trips to the state of Ohio in the next 3 weeks. They'll come home next Sunday for the home finale against the Colts, and who knows, very well could be the final home game of the year if they don't get a home playoff game. You know, if they don't win the division and have to go on the road in the wild card. But yeah, this rivalry, for the most part, it's been all Steelers as of late, at least. Pittsburgh hasn't lost to the Bengals since 2015. That could be coming to an end tonight. But the Bengals have always been hard hitting against Pittsburgh, and you know, it's showing again tonight. And when Pittsburgh is not being physical. So 2-minute warning with 2 minutes to play. Bengals up 17-0 over the Steelers. And all Ben can do is SMH.
Did I just get picked off by Deion Sanders?
You sure did.
Now in the app, get a free footloan when you buy 2 because it's footloan season.
Why should your business go hybrid? As a coach, my offense is nowhere without a solid line and agile, skilled players. I need the speed of a running back and the security of a linebacker.
Hell, the Bengals right now up 17 are covering for what Pittsburgh was favored as 16-point favorites. Like, come on. I'd say maybe it's the hat, but no, because they've lost the last 2 and wore different hats during both of those games. You know, so it's not me, it's them. It's none of us, it's them. They can't run the ball. They can't catch, and they can't play good defense anymore. Last 3, pushing 4 games at least. But I just don't get it, you know. Like I said, you start out 11-0, you play the way you did, but now it's like you completely forget how to play football. And you can't do a thing right. What else is there to say? There isn't. It's just how it is. It's just, it is what it is. We do have some good games next week, and I'll get into those a little bit later on. Week 16 schedule, arguably one of the best all year, especially coming down to the wire with this playoff hunt for a few teams. But hey, we'll see how all this game shakes out, and then the final 2 weeks of the season as well. Finley going to hand off Giovanni Bernard. 3 yards for him to the 31, 2nd down.
It's really just been self-destruction for Pittsburgh in this first half with 3 turnovers. Ryan Finley's
Yeah, Pittsburgh doesn't turn the ball over. Cincinnati does not capitalize, we're tied at 0 right now because they've capitalized of all 3 turnovers with 17 points. Like, you do not turn the football over and expect to win. Or expect to be in it right now. Trips near side out of the gun from 31. Finley looking to throw. Slant over the middle, incomplete. 10 for T. Higgins. 1:13 to play. And Cincinnati going to punt. So, with 2 timeouts, Steelers are going to get the football back down 17. However, the Bengals are going to get the ball to begin the second half. And last time the Bengals shut out the Steelers, first half, 1990. Been a while. 30 years. Punt up and away. And Ray going to call for a fair catch at the 27. First and 10, Steelers from there. And, yeah, if Pittsburgh loses, like I said earlier, they're going to fall to 3. They then host the 6th seed, which is currently the Colts. And that would be a few meetings between both teams in a few weeks because they play next week. And then if they play a wild card round, like, what the hell? From the 28, first and 10, Ben out of the gun, looking throw. Punt fakes, he's going to go down the sack. Ball comes out on the fumble. Pittsburgh recovers. Under a minute to play here. Hopefully Ben's all right. He gets up. Okay, he's all right. He's good to go. Second down. Yes, we know. Thank you. Thought it was going to be 7th down. Pittsburgh is no hurry. Just let the fucking clock expire. Going to halftime down 17. Ben just going to hand off. Snell gets to the 20. Or excuse me, that's Jalen Samuels. Bengals actually going to call a timeout. 22 seconds to play here. Potentially try to give themselves some time here before Pittsburgh goes 3 and out and punts again to, you know, get the ball back and score again before halftime. Just, I don't know what to say anymore. It's so hard to watch. You better say something good so they can use that as fuel to the fire and get out of this 17-0 hole they're in. Ben over the middle, it's caught. And then Samuel's going to run out of bounds after a nice pickup there. He's going to be short of the line again for first down, but still 16 seconds. So he's got 2 timeouts. And we'll see what they do here. They need another about, I'd say, 30 yards to get in field goal range. But on 4th and short, here comes, guess who? Number 4, Jordan Berry, getting to punt. And they're going to try to pin Cincinnati deep with 2 timeouts and a little bit of time remaining here before halftime to drive and score on them again. Going to be fair call at the 16-yard line. Bengals with 2 timeouts up 17 have 8 seconds. They'll take a knee. And at the half, it's going to be Cincinnati shutting out Pittsburgh for the first time since 1990, 17-0. This is absolutely ridiculous. So pathetic. They cannot run the football. Cincinnati looks like the one, you know, playing for the AFC North, not Pittsburgh. And then the Steelers, they lose, fall to 11-3. The Browns are right behind them at 10-4. You know, I said a few weeks ago, Pittsburgh just as Buffalo, before they won the AFC East, and watch themselves. Because very well the Browns could win the AFC North because these two teams are going to meet Week 17. The Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh Steelers in Cleveland. But at the half now tonight, the Bengals from Cincinnati Bengals at home, lead the Pittsburgh Steelers 17-0. Do I need to even go over the first half stats and scores? Pittsburgh has nothing to show for it. They have 4, maybe now 5 punts and 3 turnovers that Cincinnati capitalized off of all 3 and have 17 points to show for it. Pittsburgh has 0 because they cannot run the football, they can't throw, they can't catch, they can't play good defense. Okay, Jordan Berry right now is player of the game, has 5 punts, but you can't turn the ball over as many times as you have and expect to, be in it and have a chance to win, whether it's halftime or not. There's still a half football played, I understand that, a lot of football left, but down 17 and you can't do a damn thing right as it is, how do you expect to get out of the hole you're in? There's no chance Pittsburgh comes back and wins this game right now. Bengals 17 at the half against Pittsburgh Steelers. 17-0. First half stats and scores. Ben Roethlisberger on the road as Steelers trail the Bengals by 17 nothing at the half once more. Ben Roethlisberger. He is 7 of 16 for 19 yards passing and interception. He's also been sacked once. Okay, at least Benny Snell has 8 carries for 30 yards, which is something to build off of. But then a carry apiece for McFarland, Samuels, and Claypool for a total of 3 yards because McFarland's went for 5, Samuels went for 4, that's 9, but then Claypool has a rush for negative 6 yards, so minus 6 from 9 is 3. So as a team, Pittsburgh has 12 carries for 33 yards rushing at the half. Steelers receiving, Jalen Samuels a catch for 12 yards. Deontay Johnson has 2 catches for 12 yards. Benny Snell a catch for 3 yards. And that's it. That's it for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've turned the ball over 3 times with 2 fumbles and an interception. The Bengals have capitalized off of all 3 turnovers, total 17 points once more. Ryan Finley is 5 of 8 for 75 yards passing and a touchdown. That touchdown to Giovanni Bernard, who also has a rushing touchdown. So Giovanni Bernard doing it all for Cincinnati tonight, plus the field goal. He also has 12 carries for 34 yards and a score. Ryan Finley, 5 of 12 on the ground. Samaje Perine, 2 of 7. And then Williams, 1 of 5. T. Higgins, 3 catches for 31 yards. A.J. Green, 1 of 30. And Giovanni Bernard, 1 catch for 14 yards. Tyler Boyd was also targeted once, but has not returned since going down with an injury in this first half. NFL Week 15 kicked off last Thursday with the Chargers defeating the Raiders in overtime 38-27. Raiders will host a primetime game once again next weekend, Saturday night, NFL football against the Miami Dolphins. This past Saturday in the NFL, Broncos 48-19. Green Bay also defeated Carolina 24-16. Panthers fired the general manager earlier today. Matt Rule still head coach, so going to be involved in the GM search. Buccaneers beat the Falcons yesterday 31-27. Cowboys 41-33 over the San Francisco 49ers. As that game was flexed out of Sunday Night Football to 1 o'clock in favor of Browns at Giants at Cleveland defeated the Big Blue New York Football Giants 28-6 last night on Sunday Night Football. The Titans also beat the Lions 46-25 yesterday. Colts 27-20 over the Texans. Miami defeated the New England Patriots 22-12 and eliminated the Patriots from playoff contention for the first time since 2008. Bears 33-27 over the Vikings. Both teams in the hunt in the NFL NFC playoffs, with Chicago at 7-7 at 500 right now. Minnesota at 6-8. They play at New Orleans on Friday, Christmas afternoon. Seattle 20-15 winners on the road against the Washington football team, formerly known as the Redskins. The Ravens put up 40 on Jacksonville, 40-14 over the Jags. Jets beat the Rams though 23-20. So the Jags now officially have the top pick in next year's NFL draft, projected at least for now with 2 weeks to play. Jets fall from 1-2, winning the first game of the season now at 1-13. We will not have an undefeated team or a winless team in 2020 in the National Football League. Cardinals also beat the Eagles yesterday 33-26, as did the Chiefs over the Saints 32-29. Next week now, Week 16 in the NFL begins on Friday. This Friday, Christmas Day, December 25th, 2020, 4:30 kick down on the Bayou in New Orleans. Minnesota Vikings, New Orleans Saints in a playoff rematch from last year. Should be a good one with Kirk Cousins and Drew Brees. Triple header this upcoming Saturday. Buccaneers in Motown taking on Matt Stafford and the Lions. 49ers Cardinals in a home game for both teams right now because San Francisco can't play at their home stadium because of COVID. Dolphins Raiders, big Saturday night NFL game with playoff implications on the line for that final wild card spot. Colts will be in Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers from Heinz Field in Steel City next Sunday at 1 o'clock. On CBS, I'll have live reactions, but I'll play live right here on YouTube, so be sure to tune back in. Falcons, Chiefs, Browns, Jets. We'll see if the Jets can win 2 in a row. Steelers, where they were playing tonight, they'll be rooting for gangrene, Jets, goddamn New York Jets next week against Cleveland Browns, because in Week 17, Pittsburgh has to go to Cleveland, potentially for the AFC North. Bears, Jaguars as well, former team for the first time this year. Giants, Ravens, Bengals, Texans as well, along with the Broncos and Chargers. Eagles, Cowboys, a good one in the NFC East. Cowboys actually still alive with the Giants up against Washington for the NFC East title to get to the playoffs. And we'll also have the Rams and Seahawks in the NFC West showdown as the Seahawks retook the NFC West lead. Rams on as a wild card because of the loss with the Jets yesterday. Titans, Packers, a good one next Sunday night. Next Monday night, Bills, Patriots. Take a look at the standings. AFC. The Buffalo Bills have won the AFC East for the first time since 1995. They are 11-3. They're in the playoffs. They very well could move up from 3-2 tonight if Pittsburgh loses. Both teams would be at 11-3. Bills would have the head-to-head after the win last Sunday night. Pittsburgh would drop to 3, of course, with the loss, and over this 3-game losing streak, if they lose tonight, you drop from 1-3, lose your first round bye. You still get a home game, wild card round, but you're not playing the 7th seed, you're playing the 6th seed, and right now it's going to be the Colts. And you play the Colts this Sunday, so it could be the first of 2 upcoming meetings in 3 weeks. The Dolphins right now are going to make the playoffs as well. However, the Patriots, along with the Jets, Bengals, Texans, Jaguars, Broncos, and Chargers have all been eliminated from playoff contention in the AFC. Teams in the NFC that have been eliminated: Lions, Falcons, Panthers, along with the 49ers. Defending NFC champion San Francisco 49ers not going back to the playoffs. But it's Buffalo, Miami. It's Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Baltimore in the north. And then Tennessee, Indy in the south, along with the Chiefs and Raiders out west. So conference-wise, from 1 to 7, right now it's Kansas City with the 1. They've clinched the playoff spot. They've also clinched the AFC West. Pittsburgh at 2, they've clinched the playoff spot, but they haven't clinched the AFC North just yet. A win will do that tonight. They'll need some help probably next week with a win if they lose tonight when they play the Colts, and then Week 17 against the Browns very well could be for the AFC North if they don't win next week. And then that game, as mentioned, will more so than not probably be Sunday Night Football to close out the year, which who would ever thought that at the beginning of the season. But the Bills are now at 3. Very well could go to 2. They've clinched the playoff spot. They've won the AFC East for the first time in 2.5 decades. They're in. Tennessee's going to be in at 10-4. The Colts are going to be in at 10-4, but this is as of right now. Both of those teams very well, depending on what happens the next 2 weeks, could be on the outside looking in. But Kansas City is 1, Pittsburgh's 2, Bills are 3, and then right now Tennessee's 4. Colts could move to 4, but right now it's the Titans. And then as your 3 wild cards, it's Cleveland, Indy, and Miami with the Ravens and Raiders on the outside looking in. NFC. Well, first off, so you'd have Kansas City getting a bye. You'd have Miami right now playing Pittsburgh, but Miami could play Buffalo for the second time in a week. If Buffalo gets the 2 seed, Miami stays at 7. But Kansas City right now is the 1. Miami would play Pittsburgh. Indy would play Buffalo, and the Browns would play the Titans, with the Ravens and Raiders not in on the outside looking in. NFC-wise now, which all those would be good games. But the Ravens and Raiders are, a few damn good teams right now, too. It sucks that, they went from 6 to 7, but there's still teams on the outside looking in. If only they went from 7 to 9, all those teams would, of course, get in. But not the case. But the Chiefs would have a bye. The Steelers would host the Dolphins. The Bills would host the Colts. And the Titans would host the Browns, with Baltimore and Vegas missing out. NFC-wise now, the Washington football team, the Redskins, leading the East by a game over both Dallas and New York, as they're both at 5-9. Philly's done for, but still alive. The loser of Eagles-Cowboys this upcoming Sunday officially going to be eliminated from playoff contention. The Packers have clinched a spot. They've won the North. They're currently the 1 seed at 11-3, compared to New Orleans at 10-4 in the NFC South. They need to watch themselves too, especially with 2 head-to-head wins over Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay right behind them at 9-5. Saints really can't afford to lose anymore. They've clinched playoff spot, but they haven't clinched the division just yet. So that's still up in the air. New Orleans could very well become a wild card. But because of the head-to-head win as well with Green Bay and New Orleans, and 1 less loss, they are, in fact, number 1 seed. Bears and Vikings still in the hunt, as are the Bucks, Rams, and Cardinals. From 1 to 7 in the NFC, you have Green Bay at 1, getting a bye at 11-3. You would have New Orleans right now at 2, and then Seattle at 3. Okay, Seattle leading the NFC West, with the Rams now as a wild card. The Washington football team, the Redskins, would be 4. So then your 3 wild card teams would in fact be the Rams, Buccaneers, and Cardinals, with the Bears and Vikings on the outside looking in. So the Packers would get a bye. The Cardinals would play the Saints. The Bucks would play the Seahawks, and the Rams would play the Washington football team. And LA already beat Washington this year on the road. Tampa, Seattle would be a good game, as would Arizona and New Orleans. So that's the playoff picture right now in the NFL. And we're back underway with this second half. Steelers trail by 17 17-0 on the road against Cincinnati Bengals tonight on Monday Night Football. But once again, thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions play-by-play. Take a look at college football real quick here before we move on. Bowl games. Yeah, App State beat North Texas 56-28 earlier. That was the final score. Tomorrow we got Tulane and Nevada in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl from Boise. Boca as well, Central Florida, BYU. Wednesday, La Tech and Georgia Southern. New Orleans Bowl, Montgomery Bowl, Memphis, and Florida Atlantic. New Mexico, Texas, the Hawaii and Houston. And then on Christmas, Marshall and Buffalo in the Camellia Bowl. South Carolina, with 2 wins, somehow got a bowl bid. They're taking on UAB in the Gasparilla Bowl Saturday at noon. Louisiana and University of Texas San Antonio and First Responder Bowl. And we'll also have Western Kentucky and Georgia State as well on Saturday afternoon, along with Liberty and Coastal Carolina Saturday night. A rematch from earlier this season that was canceled. That's when Coastal Carolina got BYU on short notice and beat them at home as the Cougs came cross country. Army's still looking for a bowl game. We'll see if with Tennessee opting out, Mississippi State replaces them to face West Virginia, or if Army faces West Virginia. If Mississippi State moves to face WVU, Army could face Tulsa. But that's the schedule for the Cultural Bowl games from now until the end of the week. But just keep an eye out for my Cultural Bowl game predictions right here on the channel, released tomorrow. And be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. As always, on social media, links in the description below. And once again, thank you for tuning in and watching the live reactions play live right here on YouTube. Steelers, Bengals, WWE Monday Night Raw. As we got the Viper Randy Orton coming down the ring following TLC last night when he burned the Fiend Bray Wyatt alive. It's third down already for Cincinnati here in the second half from the 27-yard line. But just be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button, share, hashtag NFL, hashtag WWE Raw. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, always greatly appreciated as well. Finley looking to air it out, and it's going to be a little short of his intended target, incomplete, fourth down. Bengals will punt to begin the second half here, and the Steelers are going to get the football back. Hopefully they can do something. Got to find a run game. Have to find a run game. Cincy on the punt. And Ray on the punt return. He's actually going to make a few men miss and then get to around the 33-yard line for a 1st and 10 to set up shop for the Steeler offense from there. They'll take a commercial break before Pittsburgh gets a chance to take their first snap here in the first half. Second half, excuse me. We begin the second half. Coming out of the first half halftime. Down 17 at Cincinnati. Orton in the ring now, up on the corner doing his pose with the pyro inside the WWE Thunderdome in Tampa. He defeated the Fiend Bray Wyatt last night in the first ever Firefly Inferno match. Caught Bray Wyatt on fire and then lit him on fire. Burned him alive. Of course, that was pre-taped though from yesterday. Wasn't real. We all know that. You can tell the body that they, put in there wasn't actually Bray Wyatt. Maybe it's going to be the end of the Fiend Bray Wyatt, for a time being. They still Firefly Funhouse Bray, and then you can go back to the Year Worlds or, all the different versions of Bray Wyatt he's been. But like I said last night with the ending to TLC, as we'll get into that in a second. Yes, the Steelers, along with Penn State, with college football, Penn State being my favorite team, and the Steelers my favorite NFL team, they are still the one. And NFL playoffs after this very odd, weird year, a season unlike any other for everyone. The playoffs will begin January the 9th. So, no, but they'll more so than not, like I said last night during the end of TLC, they'll probably have the Fiend Bray Wyatt be off the TV for a while, put Orton in a position where he's doing well, and then the Fiend Bray Wyatt will return, just like, the Undertaker would in a circumstance like that. So, and then Orton will be all shocked like he was when Taker came out of the casket with lightning strike. Something along those lines. I just have a feeling. And then they'll keep it going, into next year sometime. Orton could be a favorite to win the Royal Rumble now after what he did last night, for God's sakes. But we'll see. But he's currently speaking in the middle of the ring about why he lit the Fiend Bray Wyatt on fire last night at Tables Live and Chairs. Like I said, hell, the only way to win that match was to catch your opponent on fire. So he had to at least do that to win, which he did, and he won. But then he went one step further and lit him on fire and burned him alive to close off the show. So Orton's had Bray's upper hand in fire-type matches over the course of the past few years. Ben over the middle on the pass Incomplete, a little too high for Benny Snell. And with 13:30 to play here, Pittsburgh down 17 still. Got to get something going from the 33. And Ebron's done for the rest of the game, out with an injury. Jesus Christ. Well, at least he won't be dropping any balls because he's going to be in the locker room. Sucks he's hurt, though. Snell on the run for about 7 to the 40. It'll be 3rd and short. 3rd down and 3. They need to run the damn ball and be consistent with it. But all season long, they've had maybe 2, pushing 3 games, if that. And it's been a good 2.5, 3 months since where they had a 100-yard rusher. And those occurred in back-to-back games, if I can recall correctly. Now out of the pistol, we've got 2 receivers stacked top of your screen, 2 receivers stacked bottom of your screen, bubble screen complete, top of your screen to Claypool, and he dances his way down the far sideline for a big Steeler first down inside the 25, 1st and 10 Steelers. Lucky they didn't call a hold on that and make sure he didn't step out of bounds here by any means. No, not until he went out. So 1st and 10 Steelers. Steelers spot the ball out here. Should be inside the 25-yard line. Yeah, right at the 23. 1st and 10, black and gold. Out of the gun, 3 wide. Ben once again looking through. Going to go deep down the near sideline. Has a man, touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson catches it and catches it for a touchdown. Pittsburgh finally on the board here early 3rd quarter. Down 17-6, pending the extra point. Bray Wyatt now playing mind games with the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Alexa Bliss is going to be in the ring. Yeah, she's in the ring. She's swinging on a swing set in the ring. How the hell did they set that up already? There's a rocking horse as well. Sister Abigail herself, Alexa Bliss. Sister Alexa, if you will. Playing mind games with Randy Orton. So Ben with a passing touchdown tonight. Boswell's extra point up and good. 17-7 Bengals. Steelers cut it to 10 with a total of 7 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Finally something to show for. Finally. Like, how hard can it be to do what you just did? It took you, almost a full 3 quarters, but at least you scored 7. So here we are, 17-7. Now if only the defense can continue to make stops, and then the offense keeps it up, get back in this, and go from there. So we'll see what happens here, but 17-7 Bengals.
Welcome to Car Breakdown 101. I'm your professor, Ice-T. If your car is out of warranty, a car breakdown can eat you alive. Look at that car. The transmission alone can cost you $3,000. And that engine, I'm going to see what...
So Alexa Bliss, she's swinging on a swing. There's actually a little swing set in the ring right now with a rocking horse and a slide. We are at the Devil's Playground, if you will. The Fiend Bray Wyatt, Alexa Bliss Firefly Funhouse Playground. As Alexa continues to play mind games here with Randy Orton. Lights go out again. All that's going to be gone by the time they come back on. They're going to move the swing set, the rocking horse, and the ladder. No, they actually go to the announce table of Tom Phillips, Byron Saxon, Samoa Joe. Well, that's done there with. When was the other time?
So they led 17-0, week 13 of 2017 on Monday Night Football and lost the game 23-20. So Pittsburgh has been here.
So yeah, the Steelers have been in this situation before. They trailed by 17 in 2017 and won the game on Monday night in Cincinnati. So here we are again. They trailed by 17, and now they're starting to come back. So still a lot of football to be played. Don't get too hard on ourselves just yet, but still. Come on. From the 25. Finley under center going to hand off. Big stop in the backfield. TJ Watt on the tackle. He's second and long. Taking that, Samaje Perine. Empty set, 5 wide for the Bengals, 11:25 to play here in the third. Pass is going to be caught. Minka Fitzpatrick on the tackle. Gets to the 28-yard line. Be third down. WWE running that Drew McIntyre cutting a promo. 2020 as a character comes out, and then 2021 comes out and beats him. Funny but corny, like I said last night. Seriously, come on. If only the booking was better. From the 28, another empty set, 5 wide for the Bengals. Finley stepping up, going to go deep down the far sideline, has a man, and then good coverage by Cameron Sutton. It falls incomplete. Sutton's been playing damn well this year. They need to figure out how to keep him in the secondary for years to come. With Maya and Hayden and even Steven Nelson. When healthy, arguably one of the best, if not the best, defense in the National League. They've suffered injuries, though, this year. Caught the injury bug with a few season enders. Get the hell away from it. Do not let it touch you. Punt return going to be down on the 26-yard line. First and 10 Steelers from there, down 10, 17-7. And when we come back, hopefully here once again they can drive just like they did on the last drive and then score a few more points. What do you say? Okay, so they're calling that Alexa's Playground with what we just saw on Monday Night Raw, which is a new twist to just, you know, everything that's been going on. So, all for it. All for it.
Giving back to loved ones, the magic. This holiday season, we're celebrating the magic of home. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
This is Fracture. Just upload an image, place your order, and it'll show up at your door beautifully printed directly on glass. And this isn't just another frame, not just another canvas. This is new. This is a Fracture. Visit FractureMe.com and order one today.
Got a sausage. You better, Steve. Get a freshly made footlong from Subway. You can even order on the Subway app.
Did I just get picked off by Deion Sanders?
You sure did.
Now in the app, get a free footlong if you like to, because it's footlong season.
Are we turning our cameras on for this?
My smile can't compete.
Have you one? For a smile that's always camera ready. Crest 3D White removes 95% of stains in just 3 days. Crest, #1 toothpaste brand in America.
Stress Balls gummies have ashwagandha, an herbal stress relief that helps helps you turn the stress off. Maybe you're messy. Stress less. Live more. With stress songs.
Found Sasquatch. Two of them, actually. Ben going to be complete to Deontay Johnson again. He's going to get 8 yards on the completion. All right, second down short. From the 34. Looks to have enough for a first down. They're going to give him it. All right. Now we got, with Asuka and Charlotte in the ring on Raw, Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce with her new purple hair backstage in Gorilla, about to do battle and tag team action coming up next. At the 44, it's caught 18 once again, Deontay Johnson. So, hey, throw him any little pass you can think of. He's now catching them all, so go to him every time. He's not going to drop him until he drops it again. From the 44-yard line. And on 2nd and 2, Benny Snell gets the carry. First down run for him. Big pickup. Pittsburgh knocking on the door. Get back to the basics. Fundamental football. Run the ball. Open up play action. Play good defense. From the 27. Ben going to be caught. About a 5-yard gain on the completion to, guess who? 18, Deontay Johnson once again. From the 23, 7.5 to play here in the third. Steelers down 10, 17-7. Ben going to hand off. Snell down the far sideline, another first down run inside the 10-yard line. First and goal. Finally starting to run the football now. Thank you. Keep it going, though. You have to be consistent with it. From the 10, first and goal. Got 4 shots to punch it in. Ben looking to throw, he pump fakes. Rolls out near side, gets rid of it. Back corner near side, almost one-handed. Falls incomplete for Claypool. I don't know if he ended up catching that or not. Going out of bounds, but incomplete. He had it and dropped it. Would have had to, of course, come down with it with one hand. Sorry if I'm a little tired, yawning here. I mean, that first half by Pittsburgh very well could have put you to sleep. I'm surprised I didn't fall asleep, but now here I am, almost at least. They're trying to get back in it, but they still got a long ways to go because we still got a lot of football to play. So. From the 7-yard line, goal to go. Ben out of the gun. 3 wide. Pump fakes on the throw, rolls out, gets rid of it, and it's going to be caught at the 5-yard line, maybe bobbled, but then Johnson goes down at the 7, where, you know, the line of scrimmage was. Just lucky Ben didn't go down a sack or even throw a pick there. But was it a catch? Yeah. Yeah, that should stand as a catch. I mean, it's not like if it was incomplete, they'd be losing any yardage anyway because, you know, he got brought down at the 7-yard line anyway. Here we go with the jinx. No, that kick's actually good. All right. So field goal up and good. 17-10 now, Bengals on top of the Steelers. It was, or Boswell was 30 for 30 on field goals and 21 for 21 on extra points. Career all-time against the Bengals. Now make that 31 and 31 and 21 and 21. That's why I said, well, here comes the jinx, because time they say that, boom, kicks missed. But not on that. $17-10. Monday Night Raw also in a commercial break, so we still got that 6-man tag team street fight still to come. So I know this women's tag team match is going on right now with Oscar and Charlotte up against Peyton Royce. Who's the other competitor? Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler are watching from backstage. It's not Natalia. Oh, it's Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce. Asuka and Charlotte versus Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce. Tag team action right now on Raw. But then that 6-man street fight, 6-man tag team street fight, I should say. Still to come. Lacey was going to go off the top rope and Peyton tagged herself in. Why I'm so tired. Hyping up Bills and Patriots for next week on Monday night. And that's next Monday. Bills, Patriots, and Foxborough. Gillette Stadium. Steelers kick off after the field goal, 17-10 with 5:27 to play in the third quarter. Both teams, all 3 timeouts remaining. So Pittsburgh wins. They win the AFC North. The only way Cleveland makes it is as a wild card. You know, that's their problem to deal with the Colts and Dolphins and Ravens and Raiders. To go on the road to take on, you know, Pittsburgh right now along with Buffalo and Tennessee. From the 25, 1st and 10. Finley looking to throw, going to step up, and then brought down by 91, Stephon Tuitt. on the same day, the former 91 for Pittsburgh. Once again from 25, 2nd and 10. Toss to P. Ryan, top of your screen. Tyson Alualu on the stop, along with Highsmith. And Finley down the middle, no one there, incomplete. Almost picked off by Pittsburgh, actually. But 4th down, and here comes Cincinnati's punt unit again. So Bengals going to punt again, and Pittsburgh going to get the ball back. Peyton Royce taps out to Charlotte. So Oscar and Charlotte win tonight on Raw. Beat Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce with Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler looking on from backstage. From the 28, Cincy on punt. And Ray McLeod from the 25-yard line on the punt return. Gets to the 32 for 7 yards, 1st and 10. 1st and 10 with 3:47 to play.
It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal on the new iPhone 12 with 5G on every plan. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan. Switch now and save 20% on your bill versus the other guys. That's the best value in wireless. That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on America's largest 5G network. And save 20% per month. It's time to holiday on. It's time for T-Mobile.
So here comes Ben Roethlisberger and tried to lead the Pittsburgh Steelers offense downfield once again to put up 17 unanswered to tie this sucker up 17 before the end of the 3rd quarter. Get to the 4th, and then it's anyone's ball game. From the 32, 1st and 10. Bit of a high snap. Ben gets it down. Screen complete near side to McFarland. Gets to the 41 for 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. They know they're in this. They know they're not going to go down without a fight. And once they get out of this slump, hopefully it's tonight, they'll be out of it. Don't have to worry about it and go back to winning football games like they did. Ben from the 41 out of the gun. Ball's going to be deflected, incomplete. So 3rd, 4th down. Third down, now we got a whistle. Now we got an injured Steeler on the Bengals sideline. And it's Deontay Johnson injured. Not a good sign. And he just came up limping and might have pulled his hamstring. I'd say he pulled something. He might have cramp too, yeah. But he's walking off. He'll come out for a few plays and then go back.
Someone that my quarterback and my team can count on. He's responded beautifully tonight. They're going to need him down the stretch, so they need him to be healthy, ready to go. There's 4 drops with 4 entire teams.
3:03 to play here in the third quarter. 17-10 Bengals. From the 40.5-yard line. James Washington in motion. Snell on the give. Nowhere to go. Loss of 2. 4th down. Jordan Berry once again on the punt. Ball going to bounce inside the 10 and then roll into the end zone for a touchdown. Bengals will get a 1st and 10 from 25 yard line. Come on. Jesus Christ. Coming next inside the WWE Thunderdome 6-man tag team street fight. Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Keith Lee taking on The Miz, John Morrison, and AJ Styles.
He's the kid who opted out of Oregon. He is a monster on the offensive line. That's how you build teams. It's not sexy. Well, they took Jonah Williams last year. He just got hurt. He just has to stay healthy.
Handoff. And to the 25-yard line goes Giovanni Bernard. 2nd down.
Speaking of upsets, the Jets go out to SoFi in Los Angeles.
You play to win the game. You play to win the game. Whether they're trying to lose out or not, you play to win the game. From 25 for the Bengals, 2nd and 5. Handoff from Finley to Gio. He's going to get a 1st down. Cam Hayward and Minka on the stop. Got to stop the run now, too, along with being able to run the ball on offense. Like, come on.
This Steelers defense between Hayward, Tua, we haven't mentioned Stephon Tuitt's name all game. All of a sudden,
nope.
There's some big holes on the interior of that defensive line. You see Marcus Allen, the converted safety. He gets cut off. He's a little bit undersized, playing a little bit too high. Can't get on the top of the block. Cam Hayward comes back and gets a nice hustle play. It's a little bit too late.
Finley took a shot, converted the pass out. And then Marcus Allen down injured, holding his left shoulder. Not a good sign. Jesus Christ, I can't keep anyone healthy now. We got the Miz, John Morrison, and AJ Styles backstage. Miz on the phone, but then AJ comes by and hangs up. So McIntyre, Sheamus, Keith Lee, Miz, John Morrison, AJ Styles coming up next. 6-man tag team street fight on Monday Night Raw. They check in on Marcus Allen, who's hurt. They have no one else at linebacker. No one.
See the list right there. Buck Dupree and Devin Bush are absolute playmakers. Robert Spillane came in. I remember the hit that he had on Derrick Henry in the Tennessee Titans game where he kind of announced his arrival. You watch the tape. Marcus Allen with the bird safety making plays all over the place.
McIntyre in the ring.
Yeah, just remember, coming in line of scrimmage, even though they're on the run, in that passing,
He is still the WWE champion.
this should have been a flag for roughing the passer based on the right forearm. Yeah.
Santa, a little tired and can't get comfortable tonight on Monday Night Football, Monday Night Raw. Time of year. From the 42, Pittsburgh jumped offside. They blow dead. Pass would have been picked off. They would have let it go, but Bengals would have kept the ball. The automatic first down here. Automatic first down. Steelers jump offside. So now, just as they turn the ball over, they're committing penalties, stupid penalties. They're going to put 12 seconds on the clock, so 12 seconds to play here in the third quarter, and then we'll go into the fourth. And then we'll see how fast the fourth quarter flies by. They're actually just going to let the time tick off. At the end of the third quarter, the Bengals lead the Steelers 17-10. 15 minutes for Pittsburgh to finally do something. Get back in and win it. End of 3, 17-10. Bengals is leading the Steelers.
Welcome to Car Breakdowns 101. I'm your professor, Ice-T. If your car is out of warranty, a car breakdown can eat you alive. Look at that car. The transmission alone can cost you $3,000. And that engine, I'm going to sue up your kidneys. Don't even get me started on the computer system. That's a small fortune. Do what I did and call Car Shield. They get expensive car repairs taken care of so you don't have to. Class dismissed.
About to begin the fourth quarter. Hasn't been that good of a night for Pittsburgh. They trail by 7, 17-10 here as we begin the fourth. See what they do here on defense. As Pittsburgh was shut out in the first half by 17-0. Scored 10 unanswered, shut out Cincy there in the third. Let's see if they can shut them out here in the fourth. Handoff, Giovanni Bernard gets the 43-yard line first down, Cincinnati Bengals.
is carrying the load for this football team, and he is answering the bell for Zach Taylor.
And Lewis, he's never been that guy. But Jarvis Ellis, Jeremy Hill.
Got to have good blocking up front. That's where it all starts. Cincinnati's been able to run the football tonight. Another handoff to Gio, about a yard for him on that, but nothing more.
In this game, when you compare it to last week against Dallas Cowboys, they had 3 fumbles, turning the football all over the place. Zach Taylor says, as soon as we learn to stop doing that, we'll win games. And a lot of their games.
Hurt Business with Charlotte and Ricochet on Raw Talk later on tonight.
What's interesting is, you turn over the Pittsburgh Steelers, you keep your offense short fields, but what happens? You're ahead, 13:49 left in the fourth by 7 points against a team that nobody expected to win.
Another handoff for 5 yards for Gio, 3rd down.
Can't sit on his lead, though. Way too much time left for the Steelers in that offense.
They've been behind this secondary. They've had the big.
Good to see Marcus Allen back out there following his injury.
Finley can put the ball out there and let his receivers go and get it. So by no means.
We just had Drew McIntyre and Sheamus McGranches. Here comes Keith Lee. Then we'll get Miz Morrison and AJ Styles. And then they'll give this match probably around 15 minutes or less. Finley going to tuck and run, pick up the first down 30-yard line, first down Bengals. They'll move the sticks, try to work the clock a little bit more. Finley hands off once again to Shamaje Perine, gets 8 yards, 2nd down. There comes A-lister Miz without his Mr. Money in the Bank briefcase. Lost it last night after he cashed it. Now we're going to listen, because a street fight is no make-believe. I'm trying to keep my eyes open too by the end of this game. 11.5 to play, 17-10 Cincinnati. They scored, it's probably over. Finley gonna keep it and walks into the end zone, touchdown Bengals. That's just bad defense right there. Just flat out bad defense. $23-10. Don't deserve to win. They don't. They do not deserve to win right now. Extra point up and good. And the Bengals now lead 24-10 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2 upsets this week. Jets over the Rams, and about 10 minutes away from Bengals over the Steelers. Six-man tag team street fight continues on Monday Night Raw.
check. I'm just in the dang coupon code.
Hold your reindeer, Santa. Sammy Wool, what's up? I got a gift for you. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies.
We're gonna hit Grease Lightning for Christmas on Friday with Sandy.
I have that food in handle.
Have that. So, that get me off the naughty list?
Off the naughty words.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
John Travolta playing Santa Claus. Samuel L. Jackson in there as well.
Share the joy this holiday with a Whopper 2 for $5 deal. Your way better.
Another perfect Saturday.
NFL Saturday is back on NFL Network. First, the Bucs take on the Lions. Then the Dolphins battle the Raiders. Another perfect NFL Saturday.
Cincinnati had a developing story here. The Bengals scored a touchdown without the benefit of a turnover from Pittsburgh. You see the Bengals 24 points tonight. That is the most points they have scored.
Bengals with 24 points tonight, most in their last 24 games versus the Steelers. That's at least 12 years, which that's hard to believe. That includes the playoffs, because they meet twice a year, okay? That's at least 12 years. That is hard to believe. Ball falls off the tee on the kickoff. 24-10 now, Bengals on top of the Steelers. 11:21 to play. Bengals on the kickoff, and Pittsburgh gonna let it go. Touchback, 1st and 10 from 25. On Raw, we got the street fight with just tables with decorations set up on it. So I don't get technically how this can be a street fight, you know, and nothing's happened. From the 25, Ben out of the gun. Need 2 touchdowns, at least tie it up. Handoff. Snell for 6 to 31, 2nd and 4 to come. Yeah, I don't think so. You can't beat the Bengals. Yeah, Pittsburgh's already in the playoffs, so that's the good thing about it. They're not going to need to win and, you know, get help to get wherever they're going to go. They're already in the playoffs. Snell there on the run again, and it'll be 3rd down. From the 29 after the loss, out of the gun, Ben gonna be caught. 1st down, Steelers up past the 40, 45, 50, and Juju Smith-Schuster for the first time in this second half. I don't think he's caught a ball since he caught the one and then it was incomplete, but they overturned it and it went to Cincy on a fumble. And that hell was middle of the 1st quarter. Here we are, under 10 to play in the game. Another catch for Juju Smith-Schuster. Need to score here on this drive for sure, no doubt about it. Score quick, get the ball back, score again. From midfield, 1st and 10. Ben on the slant. It's going to be caught by DJ18, Deontay Johnson, that 7 to 18-25 connection. Deontay Johnson for a few yards. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd and about, I'd say 6 or 7, depending on the spot.
Using you to launch himself over the top of you to try to break up the play. He's still making
from the 46. They give him 4, so 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, back to his left and Snell. He dumps it off. Ben does to Benny Snell, and he gets brought down to the 32-yard line for a decent pickup, first down Pittsburgh. Clock's ticking though, 8:52 and counting. All 3 timeouts remaining for both teams, but Pittsburgh down 2 scores. Time not on their side. They need to score now, score quick, get the ball back, and score again. And that's just to tie it up. We could be going to overtime if they do. Ben out of the gun from the 32, 3 wide. Going to go deep down the near sideline, and it's almost going to be picked off of the 10-yard line. So close, oh my. A little miscommunication with Ben and the receiver, whoever the receiver was there. Receiver quit running for some reason, and the D-back almost came down with it again for another interception off of Ben Roethlisberger tonight. That'd be 4 turnovers by the Steeler offense, 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions, and they've capitalized off of the other 3. Plus, they already lead by 2 scores. Well, you can add another one if they'd score again, of course. But right through his arms, man, that was a pick. You got to catch that, dude. Now an injured Bengal. 8:21 to play. 24-10. And they'll take commercial break. TikTok. There's something for you to do, Juju Smith-Schuster. Oh wait, you already do. You know, and then you very rarely anymore, catching more than a few balls. So yeah, it's obviously just one of those years. But Pittsburgh 11-0. On the verge of losing 3 straight now. And we have made it. We're 2 weeks away from the playoffs, but as mentioned, both Penn State and Steelers, there's no doubt about it. Still a 1 for myself with my favorite teams. You're still a 1. Toby and Shania have grown up. We're ready for playoff football, no doubt about it. January the 9th and 10th wildcard round will in fact begin with 3 games each day. Move on to the divisional, AFC and NFC championships, and then the Super Bowl. And it'll be here and gone before we even know it happened. Ben from the 32 out of the gun. Dumps it off. Snell again, all right. Get him the ball in the screen game. He gets the 26 for pickup of 6. It'll be 3rd down and short. For the most part here in the second half, they have found a decent, consistent running game with Snell, but it needs to be 10 times better. But then they're getting him the ball in space with the screen game too, and picking up a few big first downs here. It's 3rd and 4 right now. But we'll see what they do here. 3 wide out of the gun. Ben, it's going to be caught. And that is Chase Claypool to the 18. First down, Steelers. Claypool, they've hardly gone to tonight. Ebron's been done since early on. Maybe go to Vance McDonald in this situation. You're in the end zone. I'd pound it in, though, with a run. Maybe the screen game again to Benny Snell. You still got to remember, too, with James Conner out, Benny Snell is not the only running back playing tonight. They still have Tony McFarland and Jalen Samuels. Ben complete. Claypool again to the 9. He's going to be 8.5, 9 yards on the reception, about a yard shy of the first down. So 2nd and short, under 7 minutes to play. Steelers down 2 scores. Need 2 touchdowns to tie it up. And Ben Roethlisberger just became the 7th quarterback in NFL history, number 7 himself, Big Ben Roethlisberger, to surpass 60,000 passing yards in his career. Congrats, Big Ben. Pittsburgh still on that stairway to 7 though. Hopefully going to be getting Ben that other Super Bowl ring that he wants. He did say today he's coming back next year though. So if they don't get it done this year, well, there's next year. But we'll get there, of course, when we get there. Pass batted down the line of scrimmage, incomplete. So it'll be 3rd down and 1 now from the 9-yard line. Claypool motion. Snell going to get the carry, and he's going to try to break a few tackles and then lose about 2.5, 3 yards in the backfield on the tackle for loss. And you got to go for it here. You can't settle for a field goal. You have to go for it on 4th and whatever it's going to be, 4th and long 3, 4th and 4. You got to go for it here. You're down 2 scores. Field goal ain't going to cut it because you don't have enough time. There's only 6 minutes to play. I get you still have 3 timeouts and 2-minute warning, but there's still not enough time with that to get the ball back and drive and score 2 more, touchdowns if you do kick it here and then win the game at that point for them on defense. But you have to go for it here. Play clock winding down, 4th down. Ben gets a snap, looking to throw. Pump fakes, pass. That's pass interference. Thank you. Right on the goal line. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1. Haven't had a goddamn penalty in forever. Now they throw one, which that was a pass interference on Cincinnati, no doubt. Should be a spot foul at the 1-yard line, 1st and goal, and then Pittsburgh hopefully will punch it in here. Pass interference on defense. Spot foul. Happened at the goal line anyway, so it's going to be spotted at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal, Pittsburgh from the 1, down 2 scores, 5 and change to play here. Need 2 touchdowns to tie this game up. 24-10 is your score. Sheamus just went through a table on Monday Night Raw off the top rope from being shoved by John Morrison. 1st and goal from the 1, handoff to Snell. Touchdown. Or actually, that's Tony McFarland. No, that's Snell, 24. All right, yeah, Benny Snell. I was right the first time. They finally have a running game now, for the most part. But it has to be more consistent. Touchdown Steelers. They're 8 away. You kick the extra point. You do not go for 2 here. You kick the extra point because if you go for 2 and you don't get it, you're still down 8. Then you need a touchdown and 2 point to tie it up. You kick the extra point here, down 7. You score again. Kick extra point. You tie it up at 24. You kick it here. Boswell. Extra point up and good. 24-17. 5:32 to play. Pittsburgh storming back. They'll win the AFC North with a win. And what a win it'd be if they can come back and win this. They won't have to worry about potentially losing the division to the Browns Week 17. They do have a few tough games coming up Sunday with the Colts and then Week 17 at Cleveland. And then playoff time. And if they can get some help and win out, maybe they could potentially get the number 1 seed back, but they're going to need Kansas City to lose. They're going to need Kansas City at least to lose one of their next 2 to have 2 losses. And Pittsburgh to stay where they're at. Buffalo, of course, is rooting for Cincinnati here because the Bills will jump to the 2 spot if, in fact, Pittsburgh loses because of the head-to-head win. Both teams would be 11-3. But Pittsburgh comes back, holds on, wins this. Of course, get their 12th win, be 12-2, snap their 2-game losing streak to Washington and Buffalo. And they'd win the AFC North. Coming down the wire here, going home on Monday Night Raw. Spine buster from McIntyre to Miz, cover 1, 2, and then AJ with a drop kick right to the head of Drew McIntyre. You got Morrison and Keith Lee along with Sheamus ringside. Keith Lee now with a big shoulder tackle with AJ. Morrison off the ropes with a kick. Here comes Sheamus from behind. Game coming down the wire.
Staying home? Get delivery. So many ways to get footlongs.
Let me know in the comments below who you think's gonna win.
Eat fresh.
Since the holiday season, Steelers were the given move in the first.
Happy holidays if you're, one of those people, but it is Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. That's how it is.
17 Bengals
That's how it's always been. How it always will be. My opinion, at least. They're not going to kick an onside kick. 5.5 to play. They have 3 timeouts. As does Cincinnati. 2-minute warning still to come. Defense has been playing better, holding them. So Boswell on to kick off. And due to a technical difficulty, no. I was going to say maybe we'd miss the end of Monday Night Raw here. But everyone doing their signature to close this out on the finish. Big clothesline from McIntyre to Miz ringside. AJ from behind with a candy cane kendo stick in spirit of Christmas. And now there's another table still set up with a Christmas tree in the corner with presents. AJ just got flung into that tree. Now we got a few different pies and another candy cane kendo stick on this table that Drew's going to pick up AJ and power bomb him through it. And we also had a big bowl of whatever type of mix that was. Whether they're about ready to bake some cookies or pie mix, or AJ just got covered in it. I didn't even see that bowl sitting there. I saw the pie sitting there. Tag made. Sheamus is legal. So this is, okay, they're setting McIntyre and Sheamus up. Sheamus going to go for a brogue kick. And then Keith Lee tags himself in. Keith Lee going up against The Miz. Keith Lee pushes Morrison into Almost, who catches him ringside. But then AJ's bodyguard and Almost throws John Morrison through a table ringside. Keith Lee with a power bomb, 1, 2, 3 on The Miz. Keith Lee with the pinfall on The Miz, 1, 2, 3 to pick up the win in his hashtag Street Fight to main event close out Monday Night Raw tonight. Post TLC from last night on the road. Brogue kick from Sheamus to Keith Lee now, and then pushing and shoving with McIntyre. McIntyre and Sheamus going at it, so some tension, getting heated. Of course, it's going to be one of those two to challenge for McIntyre's WWE Championship, I'm thinking, on the road to the Royal Rumble or even at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view on January 31st. But they then now just fade to black and close out Monday Night Raw for this evening. So that'll do it for Monday Night Raw. But on the road to the SmackDown Christmas episode on Friday. Friday Night SmackDown is Christmas on Friday. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. 1st and 10 for the Bengals, 3:24 and counting to play. They lead by 7. Pittsburgh still has all 3 timeouts. They haven't called any yet. From 35, handoff, 3 yards for Cincy. It'll be 2nd down. We'll see if Pittsburgh starts calling any timeouts here shortly or not. But I don't know.
Stalemates at the very least, if not winning at the point of attack against a very vulnerable Pittsburgh Steelers front. As far as their D-line is concerned, you have to tip your cap to these guys. The way they have tried to capture the line of scrimmage.
Brought down by Minka and Stephon to it. It's going to be 3rd down. Steelers call timeout, 2:29 to play. So they'll have 2 remaining plus a 2-minute warning, down 7 to tie this game up. Yeah, we know the schedule. Seriously, though, hopefully everyone has a Merry Christmas on Friday. Christmas only comes once a year, so it's a holiday season, especially after the year 2020 has been. Which is worse? Steelers sign there from a Bengal fan, I do believe. It says Steelers or 2020, I think. Or hell, those might even be Steelers fans saying that. With the way they played as of late. From the 42, third down. Steelers just called timeout, 2:29 to play. Have to make a stop here. If not, I mean, the game might be over. Finley on the keeper, and then he's going to be brought down by Minkah Fitzpatrick in the backfield. You can call another timeout here, have one plus a 2-minute warning. Save yourself 23 seconds. They do, so I'll have one timeout left. 2:23 to play, plus you're getting the ball back. Down 7, needing a touchdown to tie it. Watch for a fake punt, though, on this upcoming punt by the Bengals. Go back to the Washington game 2 weeks ago on a Monday night as well. Just hope Ben Roethlisberger doesn't throw an interception like he did then. Now, once again, tonight to close out the game and give Pittsburgh their first loss, of course. Lost again last Sunday night, on the verge, down 7, losing 3 in a row this evening. But Cincinnati on the punt now. Bengals, we'll see if they blow this or not, but from the 41, watch the fake. It's 4th and 4. They're going to punt. All right. Fair catch signal for the 25-yard line. So Pittsburgh going to have some good starting field position here. One timeout, down 7 with 2:17 to play. They need a touchdown to tie it. Ben Roethlisberger just surpassed 60,000 passing yards. Joined Peyton Manning, Dan Marino, Brett Favre, Phillip Rivers, and Tom Brady. However, Manning and Brady, along with Ben Roethlisberger, are the only quarterbacks to have 60,000 passing yards and at least 2 Super Bowl wins. Which, that's some pretty damn good company. Alright, just don't throw a pick. Don't fumble it. Don't do anything stupid. Run the ball well like you have. Do not turn it over. No stupid penalties. Pittsburgh with one timeout, down 7, 2:15 and counting. 1st and 10 from the 24 officially. Ben rolling out far side. And it's going to be caught. They say incomplete, out of bounds, and 10 for Juju Smith-Schuster. 2nd and 10, 2:09 to play. And if they, get under 2 minutes here and then 4th down can't convert since he gets the ball back, a few nil downs, game's over. Second down and 10 from the 24-yard line. Pittsburgh needs to get to 24 to tie it. Pass near side, it's incomplete. A little miscommunication between Ben and Deontay Johnson. Ben got hit, though, as he threw it. And now with 2:04 to play, it's 3rd and 10. So we haven't even hit the 2-minute warning yet. Yet they haven't even been able to move the football. 2 incompletions. 3rd and 10. They have gotten away from the run now. Whether or you think that they know or think that the run's coming and you want to throw it, well, all right, but incomplete passes aren't going to help. Ben dropping back. Points. He's going to go deep down the middle. Has a man. And it's going to be batted down, incomplete. That's probably a good no call on a potential PI. Intended for Chase Claypool. And now we're at the 2-minute warning with officially 1:56 to play. And it's going to be a 4th down and 10 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Needing to pick up a 1st down to keep this game alive. Keep this drive alive at least. To, move the ball downfield to potentially score and tie this game up at 24, force overtime, but they don't convert this 4th down when we come back. The game's over because Cincinnati can take a few nil downs and close it out with a win because Pittsburgh only has one more timeout to stop the clock. So if Pittsburgh doesn't convert here on 4th down, coming on a 2-minute warning with 1:56 officially to play, game's over. Steelers are going to lose 3 in a row, starting at 11-0. Dropped to 11-3, dropped to the 3 seed in the AFC playoffs behind Buffalo at 2 and Kansas City at 1 because Buffalo has a head-to-head win against them from last Sunday night. As they've lost to the Washington football team, the Redskins, the Buffalo Bills, and potentially coming up here shortly the Cincinnati Bengals and splitting with Cincy this year, with the Colts and Browns still to be played in Week 16 and 17, the next 2 Sundays, home and away, to close out the season before the playoffs begin. Now, Pittsburgh's in the playoffs. They have clinched a playoff spot. With a win tonight, they'll clinch the AFC North. If not, we'll have to continue to wait, until, whenever that's going to come down to. And for the most part, it's going to come down to Week 17, if, of course, it doesn't happen before then, with a matchup at Cleveland against the Browns, potentially on a Sunday night, Game 256, to close out the regular season before the playoffs begin the following weekend. But they have no running game. They haven't had as many drops tonight, but they still have no running game. Defense has played better in the second half, and they've got out of the 17-0 hole they were in at the half, but they still gave up another score. They don't give up that other 7. They don't turn the ball over as many times as they did. Cincy doesn't have any points. Maybe 7, and they're up 17-7 right now. Not passing, trying to convert a first down to, tie this game up, to force overtime. They turned it over 3 times, and the Bengals have capitalized all 3 times. Okay, 2 fumbles and an interception. That's 17 points for them. 2 touchdowns and a field goal. They don't turn the ball over. The Bengals have 0, 7 at the most, and Pittsburgh's winning. Not down 7. They can't run the ball. They've ran it better in the second half, but then the turnovers have killed them once again. But here we go. Potentially final play of the ball game. 4th and 10. Pittsburgh Bengals are going to call their first time out. Steelers looked there for a second like they were going to call for a false start, trying to get set. It's 4th and 10. 1:56 to play from the 24-yard line. We'll see if they drop the same play call as they were going to right now before Cincy called that timeout or not, if they're going to change it up. But if Pittsburgh doesn't convert this 4th down here and get a first down, game's over, because they have 1 timeout to stop the clock with under 2 minutes to play. All Cincy would have to do is take a few kneel downs, and the game's over. And the Steelers lose 3 in a row. But they didn't start fast. They can't run the ball. They turned it over how many times. They've punted how many times, too. It's just, if they come back and win it, okay, whatever. But here we go. 4th and 10. Ben looking to throw. He gets hit as he gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. Game's over. Bengals are going to win. Jesus Christ. Then they have 1 more timeout to stop it, and they'll call that timeout here after this 1st and 10 run coming up. But the Bengals, just as the Jets beat the Rams yesterday, the Bengals are going to beat the Steelers. And 2 major upsets this weekend in the National Football League before a major Week 16 Christmas weekend next weekend. No running on that drive whatsoever. 4 straight incomplete passes. You can't run the ball, then you can, but then you get away from it. They're still one-dimensional. You have to be balanced, and you can't turn the ball over. It's, once again, not rocket science, folks. So Gio gets to carry for 2, maybe 3. Powell's still pushing for 4 or 5. They finally whistle it dead. Pittsburgh going to call their timeout here at 1:40 to play. They might even try to wind it a little bit further on down if they possibly can to see if they can get them to get a quick 3 and out, which time's on the other side. This game's over, and they know it, so they're probably not even going to call their 3rd and final timeout. And after starting 11-0, the Steelers are going to drop 3 straight. They'll drop from the 2 seed to the 3 seed. Buffalo's going to jump them. Both teams at 11-3, but the Bills have that head-to-head win from last Sunday night. So the Steelers would still get a home wildcard game, but it wouldn't be against, right now, 2 versus 7 Steelers-Dolphins. It'd be 3-6. It would be Steelers-Colts for the 2nd time in 3 weeks. And they play Indy on Sunday. But we still got 2 more weeks of NFL regular season football to be played, so a lot of football left to be played. Anything can happen. 25 seconds. I mean, this game's over. 3rd and 1. They took a first down. Actually, play clock expires. I think the Bengals just called timeout. They're trying to wind it as far as they possibly could. 20 seconds here. 3rd and 1. All they do is run up the gut, but for them, they just, of course, don't want to turn it over. And you can say all you want that the fans played a factor because Pittsburgh hasn't played recently in front of any fans. No, that's bullshit. They do not have a running game to save their lives. They need to find a consistent running game from start to finish. They need to start fast. They need to catch more footballs. They did a better job of that tonight. Defense needs to play better from start to finish. They played better in the second half, but not a full entire game. Not physical. They turn the ball over too many times. They don't turn the ball over the 3 times they did. The Bengals don't have the 24 points that they have and Pittsburgh wins. The turnovers absolutely killed them tonight. They literally gave away this game to Cincinnati Bengals as an early Christmas gift. Well, hell. 16 seconds left. It'll be 4th and short. Pittsburgh called their 3rd and final timeout. But the Bengals are already in field goal range, right? So they kick a field goal here, go up 10. Steelers have no timeouts, down 10 with less than 10 seconds. You can't score 10 points in that amount of time to tie it. Now, if you block it, return it, he misses, okay, you got a shot. You probably got 2 plays. We did see a Hail Mary yesterday, and it counted, but the 49ers lost regardless because they were down more than 1 touchdown when they scored it to close it out. 4th and 1. The Bengals with 16 seconds here. What are they going to do? They're going to go for it. Offense still on the field. Yeah, I mean, you might as well go for it. You don't want to risk, something happening on the field goal attempt. Try to draw them off sides. Yeah, exactly. Take the delay game or call your timeout. All right, Bengals call their 3rd and final timeout, so neither team has any timeouts left. Still 24-17. And it's 4th and short for the Bengals in field goal range with 16 seconds to play. So kick a field goal, go up 10. This will win it. If you miss, which we haven't had any missed kicks tonight, but we've had how many missed kicks all season long, so who the hell knows what's going to happen right now. Pittsburgh might have a shot. It's all going to depend now, which I'm surprised it has come down to this, but there's a 16-second differential. So, or he did miss a kick. It was from 55. I completely forgot about that, but I don't know why going back to that they even attempted that because it was from 55 out and he completely missed it. So this is from 33 yards of basic field goal or extra point for field goal. Kicks up and good, so that's it. Game 27-17. There's still 12 seconds left. Pittsburgh's going to get the ball back, but it's not going to matter. And the Steelers are going to drop 3 straight. Bengals, all I want for Xmas is a win against Pittsburgh. Well, buddy, you're going to get it because the Pittsburgh Steelers cannot run the football, and they turned it over too many times. Ryan Finley going to pick up a win in his first ever career start against the black and gold Pittsburgh Steelers. Good for him. Cincinnati going to go to 3-10-1 on the season. They're eliminated from playoff contention, no doubt about it. I mean, that was week 1. But I told you. You go back and listen to that. Watch Bengals Steelers November the 15th. Now, I even said earlier today, too, with, Cincinnati being, subpar. Well, they got the better of Pittsburgh tonight because Pittsburgh can't run the ball and they turned it over too many times, okay? Plain and simple. Touchback on the kickoff. Pittsburgh, 1st and 10 from 25 with 12 seconds. They'll probably just run it. But, yeah, they dropped to the 3 spot, like I said, because Buffalo and Pittsburgh are now both 11-3. Bills have the head-to-head win. The Bills would host the Browns. The Steelers would host the Colts. Or, excuse me, the Bills would host the Dolphins for the second time in a week. the Titans would host the Browns, and the Steelers would host the Colts. Pittsburgh just takes a knee. They're not even going to run a play. They know it's over because they can't score 10 points in 10 seconds with no timeouts, with the length of the field to drive. Final score, Bengals win 27-17. But I told you then, don't be shocked if Cincy, challenges Pittsburgh with Joe Burrow. But then a week later, Burrow went down with a knee injury, and he's been done for the year since. Cincy picks up their first win in almost 2 months, dating back to November the 1st tonight. On the first day of winter, 2020 into 2021, 4 days before Christmas. Pittsburgh has now dropped 3 in a row after starting 11-0. They're 11-3. Over this past few weeks, they've dropped from the 1 seed to the 3 seed, with losses to Washington, Buffalo, and now Cincinnati. They'll host Indianapolis on Sunday before heading to Cleveland Week 17 and a potential Sunday night football game for the AFC North, because Cleveland's right behind them at 10-4. So, if only they had a running game and they didn't turn the ball over, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. But they still can't run the fucking football, and they turn it over how many goddamn times? Like, seriously. I just don't get it. Now, I understand schedule-wise, 11-0, they probably should have lost a few more games. Yes, no doubt about it. But they got to be an 11-0 team for a reason. Why over the past few weeks have they completely forgot how to play football, it seems like? It just doesn't add up, doesn't make any sense. It's like they're trying to do too much. Like they got a little too cocky. They can't run the ball. Hopefully Connor will come back. Who knows? They need to figure out the running back position, as mentioned earlier, come the offseason, regardless if they advance in the playoffs or not. It's pathetic. I'll get to final stats and scores in a second. Snell ran the ball better, and thank you for the chat questions and comments. I'll get to them in a second. Snell ran the ball better in the second half, and the defense played better in the second half. All right? But they dug themselves a 17-0 hole at halftime because they turned the ball over 3 times, and Cincy capitalized off of all 3 turnovers. That's why I said they don't turn the ball over. Cincinnati has 7 points. If that, maybe, okay? And if Pittsburgh does everything else they did in the second half, it equals out and the Steelers win. But of course, that's not what happened because they can't run the ball and they turned it over as many times as they did. And the defense didn't play as good in the first half. They didn't start fast. They need to start better. If they don't only start better, and of course, they're not going to have fans next Sunday, they'll get a home playoff game, hopefully, but you never know. Say Cleveland wins the division, they're going to flip-flop. The Steelers are going to be on the road in the wild card. That's why I said there's still a lot of football left to be played. And there's a potential few rematches within a week or 2 week span with a few of these different teams. It all just depends on what happens from now until January the 3rd to close out the regular season before the playoffs begin the following weekend. So, only time's going to tell, of course, what the hell is going to happen. But they need to find a running game. It's been like this all season long. And if you can't run the ball, or if you haven't found a running game yet and you still can't run the football, you're not going to be finding one this time of year. You need to run the ball consistent. Okay? Needs to be consistent. Needs to be effective as well, resulting in 7 rather than settling for field goals. Now, Snell did have a rushing touchdown. Credit there. Ben had a passing one as well. But this time of year, late in the regular season and in the playoffs, if you don't have a running game and you're not playing good defense, you're screwed, okay? You're done for. The way they've been playing the past 3 weeks, they're one and done in the playoffs right now. And it's sad to say, but it's all true, all right? And the thing is, it's if only they had a running game. I get it's a big if, but if only they had a running game and they played better defense and didn't turn the ball over. Those are the reasons why they've lost the past 3 games. They've still been in a position to potentially come back and win those. But turnovers have killed them. Turnovers have killed them, and they can't run the football. You look at these other teams right now in the playoffs. Look at the Chiefs. Yeah, they lost Clyde Edwards-Helaire yesterday. High ankle sprain. He'll be back. They have Le'Veon Bell, former Steeler. Kansas City's been running the ball, average, but they have Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. You look at Buffalo. They have a 4-headed horseman in the backfield, for God's sakes, up in upstate Western New York. And now with the Bills' win last week on Sunday night, head-to-head with the Steelers, both at 11-3 now with Pittsburgh losing again, the Bills jump Pittsburgh for the 2 seed, Pittsburgh down at 3. Look at the Browns and Titans, for God's sakes, with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and Derrick Henry. Like, those teams, Packers, the screen game, Juju needs to knock the hell off with the pregame rituals. He had a few catches. Deontay Johnson has sort of made up for his drops, but still not enough. They have a long ways to go. A long ways to go. But you look at those other teams in the playoffs right now that have clinched. The thing is, at least Pittsburgh clinched. They're in. It's just going to depend on the seeding now. Whether they're going to be home for a home wildcard playoff game or on the road. Because we still got, the Steelers do have 2 tough games to close out the year. Arguably the 2 toughest games to close out the year, especially with the way they've been playing against the Colts and the Brownies. All right? But you look at those other teams. They're able to run the football. And they're in the playoffs. They're winning football games. And they're also playing good defense and open it up with the play action from their quarterbacks and relying on special teams, when needed. Like, it just blows my mind. It's not rocket science, folks. Like, we'll look at some final stats and scores here real quick. See what we got. But just very disappointing. Very disappointing. I wouldn't necessarily say they're the worst team in the NFL, coming from a Bronco fan that, they're going to lose by 50 in the playoffs. Well, the Bills just almost put 50 on you on Saturday. Now, credit Pittsburgh lost to Buffalo, too, just last weekend, but it wasn't, by almost 5 digits or 50 points. 6th best team in the AFC, Kansas City, Buffalo. Who are you putting over them at 3 and 4? The Titans and Browns, and then you have the Dolphins and Colts, Raiders, Ravens, Patriots were eliminated. To an extent, yeah, I'd probably agree with that, So yeah, we'll see how everything turns out. There's still, 2 weeks to play, so just start out 11-0 and then potentially lose 5 straight to close it out and finish at 11-5. Like, that's just unheard of. I'd understand. I'd see losing a few and then winning the rest, but 5 straight maybe, which I'm not going to be shocked the way they've been playing if they lose to Indy and Cleveland the next 2 weeks and lose the AFC North and have to go on the road as a wild card team, whether they're 5, 6, or 7. So, I mean, like I said, if only they were able to run the football, if only they didn't turn it over, and if only they played better defense, plain and simple. But your final stats and scores, congrats to Ryan Finley for picking up his first NFL win. He was only 7-13 for 89 yards passing and a score. And that was to Giovanni Bernard for a catch for 14 yards in the first half. So he really didn't do a whole lot in the second half, but he really didn't need to, okay? Because Cincinnati rushing, and then their defense held down the fort They tried to get off the field, but Pittsburgh was trying to come back there. They scored the 17 in the second half. They're Mike Tomlin press conference now. They're a second half team tonight. Not good enough for us. Yeah, no shit. You guys didn't deserve to win. If only they did a little bit more in the first half and then did everything they did in the second half, it might have been a different outcome. But you can't get down 17-0 and turn the ball over as many times as you did and not run it at all, because you can't, and expect to come back and win. Like, come on. But Giovanni Bernard had 25 carries for 83 yards and a score. Finley also had 10 carries on the ground for 47 yards rushing as well on a touchdown. He did do a damn good job, I thought, running. A.J. Green had 2 catches, 40 yards. Higgins, 3 of 31. All the receivers. Boyd went down early, didn't return. All the receivers, quiet nights for the Cincinnati Bengals. However, Ben Roethlisberger, he was 20 and 38 for $170 with a touchdown and interception. He also had 2 fumbles off of the snap and then off of the catch and fumble that was rolled an incomplete pass but then overturned. So the 3 turnovers led to 17 points, and the Bengals win by 10. So do the math. Benny Snell had 18 carries for 84 yards and a score. And then Deontay Johnson, he had 8 catches for 59 yards receiving and a touchdown. Whereas Claypool had 3 catches for 54 yards. Snell, 3 of 23. Juju, 3 of 15. And then Jalen Samuels also had a catch for 12 yards as well, where McFarland had a catch for 9 yards. But just very, very disappointing. But they know they're not playing well. They've even said it, But like I've stated, rather lose now than in the playoffs, because you lose in the playoffs, you're done for. Your season's over with. At least they still got at least 3 more games, 2 in the regular season and 1 in the wild card round, because they sure as hell ain't getting the number 1 seed now, because they're going to need Kansas City to lose both of their last 2 games. Okay, Pittsburgh's going to have to win their next 2 games. Plus, they're going to need some help because Buffalo's sitting there too. There's no way in hell they're going to end with a 3-way 13-3 tie for first place, because then head-to-head's going to come into it. The Steelers and Chiefs did not play this year. They're not going to play this year unless, of course, they meet in the playoffs. But then the Bills beat the Steelers, but then the Chiefs beat the Bills back, remember, mid-October on that Thursday night game, rescheduled to the first Monday of the doubleheader that night. So the Chiefs would get the number 1 seed if it came down to that. But if they were able to run the football and not turn it over and play a little bit better defense, not wait until early third quarter, do something. Well, tonight might have been a different outcome for Pittsburgh, rather than losing their 3rd straight over the last 3 weeks in primetime. All 3 games were in primetime. Washington on a rescheduled Sunday game to Monday night before Buffalo beat Arizona. Last Sunday night in Buffalo against the Bills. And then tonight on the road against the Bengals. They'll come home to play the Colts next Sunday at 1. And then they'll go to Cleveland Week 17, take on the Browns. I'll have live reactions, play-by-play of both. As always, live right here on YouTube, so be sure to tune back in. More live reactions, play-by-play, as always. Live right here on YouTube next weekend as well. Strictly with the NFL. College football bowl games have begun. As mentioned earlier, keep an eye out for my college football bowl game predictions dropping right here on the channel tomorrow at some point in time. So keep an eye out for those. Be on the lookout. But we'll have college football playoff semi-final live reactions, play-by-play with Alabama, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Clemson on New Year's Day as well, January the 1st, 2021. We're all going to have twice fun in 2021 after 2020 and all this COVID shit is done over with. No doubt about it. But, live reactions, play-by-play, college football, the NFL, and pro wrestling, as always, live right here on YouTube. So hopefully you'll tune back in. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. As always, links in the description below. Red subscribe button. If you haven't hit that. Little notify bell next to it as well, so you can stay up to date. Thanks for all the thumbs up, all the shares, all the chat questions and comments tonight. WWE Monday Night Raw was a decent show, I thought. Post tables, ladders, and chairs on the road to the Royal Rumble now before we hit the road to WrestleMania 37 in the springtime. But tonight, the Pittsburgh Steelers lose their third straight, and they fall to 11-3. They still have clinched a playoff spot, but AFC North with Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and hell, even the Browns, even the Ravens, after Baltimore beat the Browns last Monday night, is up in the air with who's going to win the division. So one of those three teams, more so Baltimore than not, because between the three, they're the furthest down in the pecking order, to be on the outside looking in, to miss out on the playoffs. But they're playing all right, and they got an easy schedule with the Giants on Sunday, and then they'll play the Bengals week 17. So if they can take care of business, potentially get some help, Baltimore could be in. But we'll see how it all plays out. That's why they play the game. It's not decided on paper, it's decided on the field. But thanks for tuning in and watching tonight. Unfortunately, Pittsburgh loses once again, losing their third straight, and they fall to 11-3, drop from 2 to 3 in the seeding in the AFC playoffs. Still a home playoff game for the time being, but they'll return home for the final time of the regular season this Sunday against the Colts. Hopefully we'll tune in. Live reactions, play-by-play, 1 o'clock this upcoming Sunday. More other live reactions, play-by-play of the NFL this upcoming weekend as well. We'll have Vikings Saints along with Dolphins Raiders, Colts Steelers, Titans Packers, and then next Monday night with the Bills and Patriots as well. So be sure to like, follow, and subscribe as always on social media. Links in the description below. The Pittsburgh Steelers lose the Cincinnati Bengals as the Bengals defeat the Steelers tonight for the first time since 2015, I might add as well. 27-17 as Pittsburgh drops to 11-3. A good night. Hopefully we'll tune back in next weekend for more live reactions right here on YouTube.